Sounds good to me.
Wait a minute. There we go. Now we're live.
I think we have everybody aside from Christopher today.
Hello.
Hi.
Yeah.
I'm back.
Okay.
Veronica, did you actually get any ideas or anything for
Oh.
as far as the game? Since this is a team project and everything.
Well, I was thinking about, I don't know, you do it like a molecular game or whatever, just roll the dice and, I don't know. I was just thinking like a monopoly game, but it's up to y'all, however y'all want to do it.
We can't have a monopoly.
But it
Yeah,
can't
no,
be a war game if you,
It can't be a Monopoly game.
It's
It
got to
can't be?
be.
It has
No, it's got to be a strategic game. It can't have random.
It
Like
can't
it
be
can't have.
it can't be so similar to it.
No, it can't.
That'd
The
be called
problem is that
plagiarism.
Monopoly is too based on randomness and not enough strategy involved in it. All the movement is completely random.
Yeah, it doesn't give you any player choice.
Well, you have to choose whether to buy the properties.
It's still pretty random.
Yeah, it is. The cards drawn, things like that.
Okay.
I like
You can have-
I like Steven's idea. I haven't read Jesse's yet. I'm reading.
It's the same idea.
Oh, it's the same.
We
thing.
actually
It's more
we actually
like
just
rules.
kind of worked through it together. Yeah, it's like his ideas at the top, and then I wrote a couple of notes in one paragraph.
Just a couple.
And then
then-
we
And
just
then
kept
actually,
adding
no,
on top
from
of each
there
other.
down is basically just conversation between the two of us. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense.
Yeah. The top paragraph is his, the second paragraph is mine, and then the rest is communication.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just not random thoughts all put into one little thing. It's two people's random thoughts put into one thing.
Which is even better.
I have, for some reason, when I come up with games, I have a thing for card games. Have you guys
Mhm.
ever played Smash Up?
I played Munchkin.
I guess it's kind of similar, but just something that's completely card-based, but that would take way too much time making a bunch of cards.
Right.
So I had... What did I have? I didn't write it down. Well, I wrote some of it down on my phone. Do I have to type it out, or can I just try to explain it?
Just try to
No, you
explain
can just
it.
explain it.
Yeah.
Well, for like a combat type system with like different decks with some sort of theme, and the only random part would be using a die to roll and basically creating like a team to battle with, and the die roll is like the turns you have to prep, and then once that's up, that's like then the fight
That's pretty
happens.
unique.
But each making 4 or 5, however many decks would be, and all of them unique, would take up a lot of time. I don't know if we could do that in 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's what the thing says too. Is like you got to avoid any cliche stuff and make sure that is within the parameters of the month. Instead, it'll take like several weeks just to make the mechanics work out and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Also, okay, so we're gonna go along with Steven's and Jesse's idea then. Is everyone?
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah, I like it. We can
Yeah.
build off. I can come up with a few things, I'm sure.
Woo!
Okay, cool. So is it a war-based game?
Yeah.
is a
It kind of
war-based
is, yes.
Okay. Let's see
And
here.
hold on 1 second. And the way he was doing here, I figured just I was doing one like a war game. You might as well put each idea into one game. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah.
You can't get that complicated.
If y'all can work that around.
Well, it says here that we have to avoid any common trope of damage done, attack value, defense value. This mechanic calculates is way too overused, so we can't use that
Okay.
type of stuff. As it says
Right.
in the,
Okay.
Now, I haven't seen any, like, I guess I haven't played all of the war games out there, and I don't know if there is any that are space-based, but that's what we were looking at for this one.
yeah. The ones I've seen, oh my god, what is it called? It's like Phase or whatever, or I don't know.
I mean, because I've seen like the miniatures games where it all takes place in a 2D space. This you're adding a 3D space when you're in outer space.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I do like the
And
idea of. I do like the idea
then
that. Sorry, I keep on interrupting. How researching into trying to increase your vessel.
right, that's one unique feature, and then another unique feature is like for the combat feature, instead of just having a base attack and a base defense
Mm-hmm.
based on like whether or not you're attacking somebody above or below you or on the same level as you, it's going to be a different attack value for like or for somebody attacking somebody above you, a different attack value for attacking somebody below you, a different attack value for attacking somebody on the same level as you, as well as defense for each one. So you really have to work, and it's going to have a lot of strategy on team building, or on like what ships are in the team type thing, and how you use those ships to their advantages.
So you're talking about full 360 spherical environment.
Basically XYZ. So yeah,
Okay.
it'd be on our mat. It'd be the mat that we have actually.
Yeah, as I was
And
looking
then-
at it.
And then like there's we would end up building cards as the ships. Basically, we have 5 card types: the ship cards, the upgrade cards, the planet cards, which represent the planets, materials, which represent your materials, and then you do have to have some random element, or else games get boring. So then there's like an event card, asteroid storms. Those only come up in rare occasions, though.
Okay, so we actually have like 110, 104 cards to work with.
Right.
And
Hey.
how are you gonna? How would you guys go about and separating evenly to make it
Well,
kind of work? What's
we
your
would
ideas?
want.
Okay, look. Can I speak?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
For a minute? How many like ships we got? We having?
We would have at least 10. I was just going to go into that.
I hear candy
Because-
being wrapped.
Oh no, that's the cards. I was looking at them.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was saying, each team gonna have to, each ship gonna have a name, right?
Right.
Like how they like the Army have Bravo and the other have Alpha. We're gonna put that in there.
Well, we'll get to that later. We're just trying
Okay.
to get to like how what the stuff that we got in our
Well, we don't have to just use what we got either. We can use other things.
Oh, really?
Right.
I
You can.
didn't-
You can.
This
add-
is just
yeah.
stuff that can help us. We don't necessarily have stuff.
Oh.
It has to be something simple to find, though, because it's going to have to be tested by other groups
Yeah,
as well.
no, yeah.
Which means we can get
It's
more
just
cards.
We don't have
More
can-
cards,
100
checkers, that kind of stuff.
I see. I
Like
thought we
different
were
tokens.
I thought we were just restricted to what we have.
No.
No, not
We can use
completely.
plenty of other things.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah, we were thinking
It
about
just
that
has to
earlier,
be
too.
stuff that's easily attainable,
For
basically.
using so for the board, I know we were talking about the 3D space. How would we prototype the Z-axis?
The Z-axis, we've got those stones. So, like, a red stone could mean above the Z-axis, or above, like, or positive Z-axis, while the white stones could mean negative Z-axis. And
Or
you
we
just
also-
place them on your card.
Or we also had the idea of using checkered ships as well. So you could like if we use these as ship types, like the marbles, we could actually stack those marbles on top of like a red checker for positive, black checker for negative. So if you're positive or negative, you just stack that. That's something easily attained, and since it's just a prototype pretty much, that's kind of a
Okay.
workaround.
Yeah, how we keep track of health.
Yeah, because you can use red for to be the enemy, and the black could be for the hero or whatever.
We only
There's
got red
no-
and
Well,
white.
it's
Well,
like,
I'm just saying.
It's player versus
I'm
player.
just saying.
Oh.
Well, I know that's what I'm saying, because always when red is always enemy. It's just if you wanted to use the checkerboards or whatever, the checker pieces or whatever.
well, but there has to be 2 colors, one for positive and one for negative.
That's what
For
I'm.
each
That's what I'm
player.
saying. The red can be for the negative, which is the enemy, and the black
No,
can be
but
for the
it's for
hero.
each.
He's talking-
It's for each player. Each
Oh,
player
okay.
needs
Oh,
two
wait.
colors.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Y'all go ahead.
Would it be better to use the hexagonal board though than the?
The hex, blah blah blah, hexagon side.
Oh, I haven't even opened this yet. I didn't know they had one.
Dude, it's a regular square.
Yeah, one side's hexagonal and the other one is just a grid.
Yeah.
Hexagonal would possibly be better then.
Because that'd be more of a realistic movement. If you're going for the whole 3D effect, hexagonal would be a lot more realistic.
Oh yeah.
But the movement itself, because then if you're just using like number of spaces for movement,
And that's what we're gonna do.
Go in
It's
any
like each
direction
ship
for
is
it.
gonna have each ship would have a different movement value basically. That instead of having random movement like you roll a dice to see how far
Yeah.
you go, each
Right.
ship's gonna have a different movement style or a different movement value so that you have to again strategize on where you're moving, how many
Have-
spaces, that kind of
have
stuff.
you guys ever heard of the board game Battle Ball?
No.
No.
That sounds
No.
fun.
You should look it up. It's kind of similar to this. It's like a football themed one, and there's like
Okay.
the different types of players, and they each use a different numbered, like a different.
I
number
feel like
side
they just
die for their
released
movement.
something like that for like Xbox. Like
it called
on
Blood
the
Bowl?
Xbox arcade. Yeah, Blood Bowl. Something similar to that. It's turn based.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
I-
like battle balls, but it's only two people, and it's going from one end to the other, and
so-
it's a similar. Let me see if I can take a picture of it.
Well, my question is, how many people are going to be playing, like in one game?
1v1.
What is 1 vs 1? Okay. 10 ships total.
10 ships
Well,
total. The problem
10
with
ship
going
types.
10 ship types, yeah.
Okay, like capital ship, scout ship, and et cetera, et cetera.
Exactly. Cruisers, fighters, bombers,
Okay.
blah blah blah.
So what we were actually talking about is we draw 5 ship cards at the beginning. Each player draws 5 ship cards. They start off with that with their armada. Then they go to the different planets, harvest materials. They can use the materials to either upgrade their ships or create new ships. If they need a new ship, they draw a new ship. That's their new ship. If they need to upgrade, they draw an upgrade card. They can apply that to a current existing ship already.
As long as it matches up to
Correct.
one of their existing ships. So there's going to be different upgrades to different. And then like there will probably be like a stealing mechanic eventually that we can figure out where like if you attack somebody and they have an unused upgrade, you can take that upgrade from them.
And the combat system would be cards based or dice based.
It would be
That'd be considered card based, wouldn't it?
well.
I just
I
sent a
mean,
picture of
Nice
the
picture.
battle ball is.
Yeah, I see it. Looks cool.
So it's like the hexagonal grid, and each player has a different movement style, and each of the colored, like the different sided dies, is what depends or what their movement style is.
right.
All right.
That's just what I was thinking of when with that.
Yeah,
it's,
and
it's
it
not
would-
the same thing at all. Like each one, we're using options, whereas this is randomized dice rolls.
Well, have you guys seen the new Planeswalkers arena?
Yes.
You guys don't like it, do you?
No. I've been playing for 15 years or
Yeah, I play
15 plus years, so.
I play a lot of Magic, but yeah.
Whoa! This board was made in my town,
Nice.
Fort Wayne, Indiana, USA.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just
He's
was
geeking
reading
out.
that at the
He's
bottom.
geeking out, guys. He's geeking out.
One of those interesting things that you just realize.
All right, so this game's gonna require no dice at all.
Nope.
None.
The dice will be set up for the setup only to determine, like, because you want random placement of planets for each different game. That way, each game kind of has a new feel to it.
Okay.
So
But if we're using the hexagonal grid, how do you?
You
that's
don't.
the thing that we're gonna have to figure out. Yeah. We were thinking about the square grid at that time.
Oh yeah.
How many spaces are on the hexagonal?
So, like, as far as, let's say,
Two.
if you're gonna do like an armada, realistically speaking, for like balance purposes, it'd probably be like you start off with like one cruiser ship, three scouts, and then you can upgrade scouts into another uh,
See, but
a destroyer.
again,
What?
we were thinking like where the there'd be the random element of drawing the 5 different cards at the beginning, and you kind of have to build. You have to strategize based on what you have, not on like a set given number of cards.
What if you draw like, let's say, 2 battle cruisers and 1 capital ship, and you're like, oh god, I got a big armada already.
Well, then you're lucky. But like it,
Well, my question is, the 5 you get at the beginning, is that what you have for the whole game, and the other 5 are just not in it?
no, you can add different ships. That's like how, like if you find the materials to build a ship, you can build any number or any
Oh.
type of ship.
I just had an idea real fast. What if we did it kind of like chess, where you have a king ship? You start off with one major ship, and then you draw 5 of your armada ships.
Here,
You're-
so we need to. Here, I'm gonna start another document. We need to write down like everything we're saying.
As we're being recorded already.
Oh, that's true. But then you have to go back and listen to it instead of reading.
Okay, well you can do that too.
Okay, but we kind of have it like chess, where there's like a king, and all the 5 cards that you draw are to protect that king. So that way it adds like that other base mentality too. So it's not just taking out everybody's ships. You're trying to aim for the one particular ship in a way.
Okay. Yeah,
That's a possibility.
that,
Yeah.
that seems more feasible of a balance right there.
So that way you have one major ship, and you still, that way it's not overly unbalanced.
Yeah, because like that's what I was thinking. Is like, oh, you're drawing 5 ships. It's like, dang, you could easily just take over the game in a couple turns.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, start out small, just like in StarCraft, just like in Warcraft. You start off with like little small ships and stuff like that first, so little small peons first,
Right.
and then like kind of build your way up there. I mean, that's the kind
Maybe
of
we
hype
don't-
of the game.
Maybe we don't have different types of ships, but different types of upgrades to build onto base stat ships. Like all the ships are equivalent, and then you build it up like RPG style. It's a possibility. too.
But even in an RPG, you don't have equivalent characters. You've got like a black mage, warrior.
Yeah, stats too is going to be an issue because it'll take too much time. Like if
So
you're
we
gonna,
had-
like if you're gonna do like combat, to be like if you want to do a card-based combat, it kind of be like has to be like almost like magic, where you use
Right.
resources of whichever you got from the planet, and determining the fact of that what specific card you need to attack or to defend, you need that specific resource from that planet you gathered. How does that sound?
So, does each planet have its own resources?
See,
think
that's
we're just gonna have
another
What?
Oh,
another
sorry.
reason why we'd go with random placement of the planets. That way, you're not sure, and like planets would be placed face down, so you're not sure what the planet is until you actually go and explore it, and you're not sure what you get until you go and explore it.
But
Yeah.
I think there's just going to be a base material that we use, so that way it's not overly complicated. But each planet's going to have a different set of base materials that you can actually use.
Let me go get my my stuff really quick. I want to
Okay.
I'm gonna open my video and kind of show you what I had for an idea. I'll be right back a second.
And then, so when. So wait, is everybody still here? Did everybody leave?
No, I'm still here.
Okay. So when a ship gets to the planet, are the resources not available anymore on the planet, or does it stay there?
Well, see, you would own that planet then, so they would be your resources.
And maybe you get a certain set amount of resources per turn or something. This is just the beginning. We're
No, I know. I'm just trying to think ahead with the mechanic stuff,
right.
plausibility of how well things work or not. One thing that I've seen in a game too is with a game with like bases. where we have the planets, is once it gets used, a new one replaces it. So
We could.
depending on like how many, I don't remember how many
We haven't
materials that we're
determined
gonna have, but with only 5
haven't-
planets and 2 people, either someone's gonna get, well, someone will always get the majority.
We've never said 5 planets. I don't think we actually listed a specific number of planets.
Oh wait, I thought I heard 5. Oh well. But and then how many spaces would they take up on the board?
They would probably be like a 4x4, while while
Haha, well,
most
shit.
ships are 1x1, and like the biggest ships are like maybe 2x1.
Oh, come on. Video camera. Hang on a second.
The only problem with the only problem with this board and using the cards to represent the different ships is the cards are a lot bigger than each space on the board.
We could always just print off something that's like paper-wise that would be equivalent to the same size that we're looking for, if need
That could
be.
work.
How many spaces are on the square one?
Hey, I'm going
This-
to rejoin the chat. We're back. Check.
Okay, we're 22 in width.
Okay. Can you guys see me?
Yes.
Okay. Now I gotta dig it out.
It's-
Damn it.
22 by 25.
22 by
There's
25.
4 spaces on the hexagonal grid.
Oh, hexagonal.
There's 5. Here, hold on. I already counted it. 588
so
on the hexagonal grid.
root beer. Would that be considered a planet?
See, we're not sure. We're probably going to go with actual cards because you need information for each planet type thing.
Well, yeah, I get that. But it's saying, like, you know, if we place, like, those things on each and every one of these in a random and actually have a card that explains what you picked up from correlated to the color of the gem,
Right.
then you could possibly be like, oh, okay, this is what you get from that specific harvest. Is that too much of a chance base, or
I mean,
I'm trying to get most of what you guys saying to like a dynamic feel.
Yeah.
right.
So, hold on. So you said put one of the stones on one of the spaces.
Yeah, put one of the stones like one of the spaces right here, and then whatever the character gets in one of these gets one of those stones, a color coordinated card will represent what you harvest for that.
See, that almost puts too much of a random element into it as, like, you're drawing from a deck.
But if the cards are color, like, coordinated with the
With-
ones that are on there, then it's not random.
Well, but if it's
Okay.
just, like, all planets are root beer flavored
Well, I mean, it
marbles,
could be root
then
beer,
you're...
it could be also the dark green. I don't know.
Or whatever else you can find. I mean, if you have a bunch of random scrap paper, that would be a planet.
Right. See, I was just thinking we could... Like, the card itself could be placed somewhere, and this, like, it's a set number of resources at that specific location type thing.
You
Yeah,
really fit
we're-
the card on here, though?
We're still saying that with the stones and things, but just so it's not taking up a whole
Yeah,
block.
because
of
like you have
space.
like literally no space to put a card.
Even if it's on the, even if we go with the square grid, it's going to take up 12 spaces.
Right.
It's just
And
an
I'm
idea.
trying to figure out...
to-
Right, we were trying to
Sub-
figure out a way to do it, but, like, I guess you could use, like, a numbered token, and this is planet number 1, this is planet number 2, this is planet number
Yeah.
3. Those tokens are placed at different places, and you have to take card number 1 for planet number 1, card number 2 for planet number 2, as opposed to drawing from a deck of
We need-
cards
we
that
need
just
more of these
represent the
then.
planet.
We're gonna need a lot more of these then. Because
Well, why would we need more for that?
because you're thinking of 10 ships per player. Just 20 right
So
there,
that's-
and then
that's
you're gonna
20.
have attack. How many attacks are you gonna use? How many defense
Well, no,
items are
see
you gonna
that the attack values would be listed on the ship's cards.
But if you
You
have
got-
upgrades, then it's gonna modify it.
Right.
use? Then
You got, like-
you're still calculating. That still goes against the rules. Then
Well, no, he said you can't have just base attack versus base defense. You got to have You have to have more detail than just base attack versus base defense.
okay.
While since we're having the 3D element added in, we're having 3D attack space. So there's going to be more than just I'm attacking you and you're attacking back. It's I'm hitting you from beneath where you don't have as many guns, so you can't hit me back as well, type thing.
Do you think you can get all that detail in this little card, though?
Yeah.
Okay.
But that would make the rules very complicated too. Because if there's
Well, you could
too many things that make the calculating differently, then it's
Well, it's really just base attack, it's taking the correlating attack value for above level or beneath versus the defense level for above defense, below defense, even defense.
I'm just gonna throw this out here. We're making this way too difficult for this because we're adding so much to attack rather than just say, okay, well, this is your turn. What are you gonna do? I'm gonna hit you right here, here, and here, and you're not gonna do anything about that. It kind of gets since we're kind of hardcore gamers. People that are outside are probably like, I don't know what's going on.
yeah. This would be one of those games that would take like 4 playthroughs to get the hang of.
I mean, Steven,
Okay,
what do you
so-
feel about this?
I'm thinking of something real fast.
I mean,
Hold on,
do you
sorry.
have anything to say about the whole thing that we were talking about? You've been quiet for a while.
I was rereading the rules. Sorry. What I was actually kind of thinking is, you were talking about having a base system kind of like Magic the Gathering, where we can actually throw in different types of abilities or something like that that could possibly help with the offense and defense thing that we're kind of running into a snag with. If we could have some type of, like, say instead of the upgrades, we actually have like different types of
Missiles
relate it
or
to
something
Magic.
like that.
yeah, I'll relate it to Magic, kind of like instants or spell cards or something like that, to where if they're attacking you, you can lay down extra shields or shield generator or something like
Oh.
that would actually protect against it.
So some sort of ability effect system.
And
Correct.
How would you use a resource to do that? Was there a resource based, or is it just like an instant? There, I just did it, instead of any cost value.
You'd have to have some type of cost if that was going to be the fact. If that
Right.
was going to be the
Just to be balanced.
you can't do it every single time type thing.
Right. Maybe
Breath of
we
God.
could do something along the lines of, if we use the resources in that manner, we could have a certain amount of resources that you have,
That's what I'm
and
saying
that's
about
how much it
these.
costs.
That's what I'm
Right.
saying about these things right here. You could probably just collect these as you go. I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna use 3, and you just toss them back on the board.
Right.
So you can actually
Yeah.
recycle.
Right.
Right.
And if I do go quiet by accident, sorry, it's just because I'm really deep in thought on trying to figure something new for if you guys are talking about something that's not working.
Yeah, so I'm really trying to work with you guys.
No, I've
but
done that a
I'm-
couple of times too.
So I'm really trying to work with you guys, but I just don't want it to avoid any like cliche or any conflict that would be like, oh fuck, we didn't think this through.
Right.
We're just throwing out everything right
Yeah.
now and then going through it, seeing what can work, what can't.
Yeah.
Just kind of let's throw out ideas and see what works, what doesn't.
Mhm.
But for sure, right now, are we doing the 3D thing as of right now?
I oppose against it because it's kind of hard to factor this and just to determine these are top and bottom.
Right.
I mean,
Okay.
if anything, I would say this is your health for that ship, or something like that. Or
Okay, so we have the board. Are we still sticking with the 10 ships per player?
Well, it was
Well,
it was 5 ships at the beginning. There's
5
10
ships per
different
player,
types.
10
Yeah, but
ship types. Yeah.
I'm just writing down everything that we have. Like
Okay.
this is working, and then writing down stuff that we're still thinking of.
yeah,
Right, but it's not 10 ship types per player, it's 10 ship types in total.
In
So
total.
that way it's still
Oh.
a balance where each player has the same available ships.
and how many ships total in a deck?
Well, it would just be 5, or it would be 10
No,
different
I'm
ship
just, I'm
types.
just saying, like, how many in the deck that be
There
drawn
wouldn't
out.
be it's not like a ship deck where you draw from. You'd have the. I mean, you'd probably double up, so you'd have 20. So you'd have duplicates of each one.
Okay.
One duplicate,
Okay.
or so 20 ships for each player to draw from, basically.
And your one basic mothership.
And then your mothership that's your command center type
Mhm.
thing.
Okay. Makes sense to anybody so far?
So we're kind of looking at
Not really,
something
are we?
like Magic the Gathering. You got your You're a planeswalker at that point. You got your health, hit points, everything like that. You're drawing from a deck. Those would be your monsters, and then your abilities and stuff like that would be considered spells or instants. But it's also
Basically-
on a board.
It's
Well, but
basically
no,
speaking,
you're not-
almost.
You're not drawing monsters or drawing ships from a deck other than that first initial draw, and then it's if you want or if you have the ability to build or if you have gain enough resources to build a ship, you can.
Right.
Okay.
It's not like each turn you're drawing more ships or anything like that.
And how would you determine to draw more ships? Is it just by the
Resources.
by
Say
resources?
Materials.
take that it's say that it takes a set number for the first one, set
But-
number for the second one.
Here's the thing: if both players are picking from the same ship deck, or using things from the same pile, then that's 2 random elements because the cards have been shuffled and now you're drawing from the same pile. So one person could get all the same types of ships, and the other one.
No, it'd be 2 decks of 20. So it'd be 40 cards total, 4 ships.
Well, that's just okay. That's all of this one. Then you got another one to deal from then. How about this? Instead of the ships being drawn out like that, how about just like let's say a blueprint of a ship that you can use. Like you gather so many of root beer, and you gather so many of dark green mixture of let's say whites, and you can make a ship that way.
Yeah, so you're saying like get your 5 to start, and then you get blueprints after that, and need the resources to build more ships.
That's a theoretical idea that makes it.
Yeah.
That
I mean,
works.
No, I like
kinda
that.
that's kind of what we were thinking about, like where you build ships later is you have to have the X number of resources in order to do so.
And that way, it'll free up a lot of these cards too, because
Yeah.
you could probably write like 10 of these in there, and that'd be like your permanent pile of
And
ships that you could build.
If we say 10
Right.
different ships too, can we think of 10 different kinds of ships?
I can think of 10 different kinds of ships.
I could easily think of 10 different kinds of ships and give them.
Go to Robert Space Industries. You'll see 10 different ships easily.
All right, is that settled?
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Good. Okay, cool.
I'm
I
good.
want to make you guys happy.
Oh, we have to make sure everybody is
Veronica, do you got anything to
Same
say
page
for
and-
this?
okay.
Y'all good. I'm listening. Go ahead. I like it.
You got anything to add to that?
Y'all good. I'm good. Go ahead. I like it. I like the idea.
Okay.
I'm just participating whatever you need me to do. I'm here.
All right. I mean, your input matters too. Just saying.
I know. I ain't mad at you. Just I'm.
No, it's not that.
What
No, I
if-
just want to know that you want to be involved with this.
Well, like I said, whatever you need me to do, I'm here.
Okay. So all that's written down then, Mitchell?
Yeah, I got, well, in fewer words, but
Yeah.
so I did scrap the 3D game board, 20 ships per player, 5 to start, 10 different ones.
I thought we were getting rid of the 20 ships per player.
We're
Oh, we are
getting
doing
rid
that?
of 20 per player. It's 10 per player.
Okay. And then building more ships with blueprints from resources throughout the game.
Yeah. Do you want to
Okay.
have a name for this game?
I mean, the prototype title, I think he just has his Armada right now.
Yeah, that's just a running title.
I'm just gonna type it in there in Google.
Do we want to make each team themed? So it's like humans and aliens.
Well, see, the thing is, I was thinking it's just going to be like bounty hunter versus bounty hunter. That way,
Okay.
it gives you a reason to have the same ships on each side.
Yeah.
Type
Well,
thing.
you can. I mean, there's like you can have like the same ships, but just a different like look,
Well, so
but have
see,
it the
you can
same
probably
basis.
you
But
can
that way,
probably-
it makes the two teams like different.
Well, we can just draw the cards differently, so that way you gather the blueprint of you got that kind of a ship, and just
Yeah,
be
yeah.
like color of your team.
Yeah. I was just trying to see if I could factor
Right.
if they were different into the name.
Yeah, that's fine.
I think
So basically, equivalent ships on each side, just with
different names and styles.
different names and stylings. But like
yeah,
have
but they do the same thing. Like
Same
they're
base
equivalent.
stats.
Right.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, that means I'm coming up with 20 backstories and stuff. But yeah, I can do that.
No.
Oh
you only
god.
you only need 2 real backstories, one for each team.
But you have to have. I gotta have each unit has to have
It has to
like
make sense to him.
Flavor text.
Yeah.
Fla-
there you
yeah,
go.
flavor text. There's got to be flavor text on all the different units, so I can totally pull it off.
Just on the bottom of the card.
Yep, little bottom italicized text.
That thing will own you. GK, thanks.
These are not the ships you are looking for. Stealth class.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Give it like a sweet nickname and say that it got it in the raid on some planet at some time. All I got to do is come up with something interesting like
Get the
that.
customer on 3 parts.
Yeah, I wouldn't come up with more than like a sentence for each ship because the planets would need more than anything else.
Oh Jesus.
Oh,
know,
yeah.
Dude, these gems have been sitting there for a while. Actually,
They're
They're
chipping
chipping, yeah.
stuff. Yeah. Which takes
Thank you,
time
Full
to
Sail.
do these things. You know, I wish they would have gone with different colors because I can't tell the difference between dark green and root beer.
Oh, you're colorblind?
Yep.
Okay.
There's
Hey,
a
Jeremy,
dark
put
green.
that on a-
I didn't get a
put-
dark green.
What do we
I
do?
just sent you something. Put it on a different screen that's not recording.
Yes. You sent me something. Did you send me something? Where?
Through Skype, but put it on a screen that's not being recorded. If
Okay.
you're able to.
Yeah.
I got clear, red, root beer, and light green.
You got clear red, root beer, and light green.
Yeah, I didn't get dark green.
I got dark green.
Green, root beer, red, and clear.
You got the same one as me. Yay.
It's not fair. Should be even. Everybody should get the same thing. Okay, so we
Well,
got
you're
our
just
ship-
being a minority today. Just give you a heads up.
Huh?
You're the minority. It's okay.
I know, I see
Dude, I'm
that.
the minority. What are you talking about?
Wouldn't be the first time. It's okay.
Okay.
Okay, so we got the ships figured out for the most part for now.
Yeah, until I actually go into detail on them. But
Yeah,
yeah,
but we
we've
come up
got
with that stuff later.
the
We have
numbers.
what they're doing and how many there are and things like that.
Yep.
So let me ask you something. I was reading in the description about the reward is like if something happen, what reward you get?
reward?
Yeah, like if the ship go down, you get a life, or I'm just saying.
Oh, would the ships be like? Is it just once you take out the main ship, then you lose, or
I was
Yeah.
other
thinking
ones?
you should put, because it does say goals and rewards. I think if you take down a ship, you can scrap their ship for
Yeah,
additional
that's what I was
resources.
thinking. That's what I was thinking
Materials.
too.
Yeah,
Okay.
you gain materials off of won battles.
Okay, so
To the victor go the spoils.
what would these be? Red and white. Would the white be like a, let's say, a hull for a ship, like a HULL
American
All
So, like
colonization.
armor.
armor? No,
So
we're
like
not
an
supposed
armor
to,
class.
We're not supposed to have that.
Well, it could be a blast shield.
Well, I mean, like, let's say, like, you have to have one of these in order to make a ship, along those sides with your resources.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we have resources and ship parts.
Well, I mean, like, this could be, like, let's say, this could be the component of a ship, and it needs either one of these, whatever X needs one of these to actually make the ship, like,
You got your
active.
engine.
Yeah, there we go.
You got your engine, and then you've got like your plutonium
Plutonium.
or uranium, or I can come up with.
Travel 88. Gun it to 88. Sorry. I had to say
I can
that.
come up with more unique material names here once I have a little more time for it.
Yeah,
But
no, it's fine. It's still working. It's still
But
up in
so
the
are
air.
we doing resources and parts?
yes, but it only requires one part.
One white is one part, and then whatever many X of dark green and root beer would be to complete it.
To make, a combination of the two allows you to complete the ship.
Yeah, I'll be right back really quick. I need to go outside really quick.
Okay, no problem.
It's still recording, so go ahead.
Cool
Alright.
beans.
Okay, so the ships are built from scraps and resources.
Right.
Scraps and resources, yes.
Okay.
So we have to have this whole thing done by Sunday. Woohoo!
Just the concept, not the
Yeah,
whole
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
A
Which
rough
is I mean,
concept. Because
we'll
we're gonna
have the
find
con-
things that are wrong later. Like this won't work once we start to actually go
Right.
through it.
certain elements will need to be changed and that kind
Yeah.
of stuff.
So I guess we can wait for him to get back.
Right.
But we need to figure out how many different resources we want. But scrap is one resource, isn't it?
Scrap is one resource, yeah.
Okay.
And then there's resource X and resource Y. Just put those for now. And those will correspond to the two different game stones. Once I come up with a better name for them.
Okay. So we only want 3 then, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
And like the smaller ships will probably take one resource and scrap, while like
Bigger
the
ships
biggest
would
ship
take more
would take
resources.
both resources and scrap or something like that, where you have to come up with more resources basically
Okay.
to have where you can't just keep buying the big ship over and over again type thing.
Yeah, for sure. Well, that's another thing too. Is when a ship's destroyed, it's done, right?
Until
least
you rebuild a
you
new
can rebuild
one,
it.
basically.
You can rebuild it.
But you can rebuild it once you have the necessary materials, which
But then, well, if we
'cause,
have
I mean,
2 of each ship, would we need a rebuilding mechanism in it?
well, see, that's why we went down to just the 10 ships. There's only 10 ships.
Yeah.
So, and it's 10 different types of ships.
I'm just afraid that if you're able to rebuild anything that gets destroyed, the game could go on forever.
Right. So yeah, not rebuildable then.
Because you have, I mean, if one gets destroyed, you can build another one. Like you have that second ship of that one.
Well, not the second ship. You have a different ship because you're not going to have two of the same type anymore.
Oh, we're doing. Oh, duh, 10 different ones.
When we dropped from 20 to 10, we got rid of the duplicate ship.
Yeah.
So that's kind of why I was thinking rebuildable. But this way, you kind of have to use all 10 ships if you get beat up, type
Yeah.
thing.
If anything, we could up the ships and duplicate a couple of them, like
Yeah.
smaller ships.
Smaller ships could have 2 or 3 of them, 2 or 3 fighters, type thing.
Because then it'd be easier. You wouldn't have to make completely different cards for the deck. You could just say, hey, there's 2 of this one, there's 2 of this one.
Right.
The only thing I'm worried about is this War Games rule that he put in here. What's attack value minus defense value? Yes, I understand that, but maybe we don't have defensive values. We just have destroy. I don't know.
We can figure out the combat stuff.
Right.
Like, we can just go like step by step. So we got the ships, the resources figured out right now. Do we want to do combat or the planet system next?
Planet system, I mean, is fairly simple. The way that I was thinking was it's a random dice roll, and we talked about using the numbered tokens to correspond to specific planets that are set aside. That way, if you want Planet 1, you have to go to Planet 1 on the board type thing.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
As opposed to just going to a planet and drawing from a pile. And it can be any planet type thing. So I would...
I was also thinking we could have like different types of asteroids on the field as well, so that way it can kind of add that little element of strategy as well. So you can hide behind a comet or a meteor or something like that, so the player can't get to you, or it takes an extra turn to get to you, and you can run away that way and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, so we'd have the planets arranged, and then like meteors.
It would be hard to do roaming asteroids and meteors, though. I
Well,
mean,
they
you
wouldn't
have to
to
remember.
They can just be randomly
I know,
placed
yeah.
like the planets. They would just be smaller spaces than the planets.
Right. That's what I was kind of getting at. It doesn't have to be a moving asteroid or anything like that. Just kind of like just a stationary like moon or something like that.
Okay.
Something to hide behind, so that way it takes the other player another turn or something to get around it to attack you.
Right.
Put it in here for now, and then see how it works out once we start to develop it farther. So
For
might
sure.
as well write more or too much than not enough. And we're coming up with the idea, so why let them go to waste?
So we need to do something different for the... I mean, the planet is fairly figured out, basically. We've got the asteroids, the moons as well. Planets are going to be placed randomly at the start of each game. And I was thinking just like a dice roll for them. Like you roll a 20-sided die, and that corresponds to your X and Y axis. Although they're going to be taking up more space now. So maybe like the 12-sided die to correspond with how far like down the bench or how far across the board they move.
And I think I thought of a way to number this too. Because
Okay.
every row here is 21 spaces long. So you can just put letters along one side and numbers along the other. So it's going to be in row D, spot 20 spaces in.
I guess that's one way to do it, and then just that last row is dead space and won't ever have a planet in it type thing.
Yeah. Oh, I was thinking, I mean, if we had more spaces, I think this would work better, but the board isn't quite big enough. But with the hexagonal grid having that like flower shape,
Mm-hmm.
so it'd take up that much space, and then like the moon or asteroid would be like 3 of them. So we have that grouping ability with the hexagonal board.
Right, where you can
it's
kind
not
of
that
overlap a little bit easier.
Yeah, but it's not that big as well.
That makes perfect sense.
We could find.
Because if, like, in terms of creating like a real version of this, each planet card would be that hexagonal shape, and you could put everything on it.
Right.
Because you could just put the planet on one side and its name, and on the other side you could put the writing of it. So it's it
Right.
would work.
And actually, yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking, was the planet with its name on one side, and then you flip it over, and it's the, like, whatever resources you get in a little flavor text on that planet type
Yeah.
thing.
In the long term. Short term,
Right.
you're using the little
Okay, I'm back.
Mancala
Okay.
pieces.
Yeah, Moncala pieces. That's what I call them too.
That's totally
that's
what they
fine.
are.
Grab these things. Or like the fishbowl fillers. That's one of those two.
They are fishbowl fillers.
Okay,
So we just go to Petco and get some more stuff, right?
Yeah, exactly.
got it. You got it. Right idea. What about this? Minute glass. Anything?
We don't even need it.
Don't even need it.
Turn timer. I mean, at most, turn timers.
See,
That way the game doesn't drag on.
But I've never played a game with a turn timer and actually used it because I think they're so unreliable.
Yeah.
You've never played Jumanji? What?
I mean, there was this one time. But, you know.
This is one time I had a minute. See, the only thing my son uses is for brushing his teeth. So
Yeah.
That's a minute short.
I know.
You never
seriously.
played
Well, when
categories?
you look at it, it says it can be anywhere between 50 seconds to a minute and 10 seconds. And a plus or minus 10-second variance is not...
That's a pretty big deal.
Okay, so
Especially
next
when
day
that's a
that,
sixth of the time it's supposed to be.
and we don't need the dice.
Dice are possibly set up for planet placement at the beginning.
Just the D20 though.
Just
Yeah.
a D20.
Well, there's 21 spaces, unfortunately. But no, that'd still work. Like you said, that negative space. That's what you're talking about.
Yeah, negative space isn't a big deal.
Okay.
Okay, so partially then.
As long as it's just the one. Well, let's see. It's
Or you could
you said
just-
it was 20 by what though? It's 21 by 14.
It says in the bottom, I
21
think.
by 28.
Yeah.
21 by 28.
Yeah.
Did you count it physically, or does it
So
say that?
4 rows on each side won't matter towards that. We'll only number the 20 and 20.
And
For the
Well, we
planet.
can
And
use letters,
you-
we can use letters for the rows, the columns.
Well,
Right.
but see, yeah, I
And
mean
that's
you can,
26.
but
Okay.
Well, wait,
Yeah.
but we can't select that.
Right.
right,
It's like
exactly.
we
Grab
use-
it
I mean, you can,
Scrabble letters in this little black bag.
they don't have Z, or they don't have. There's weird letters in Scrabble that aren't in there. No, I guess they do have all of them now. They used to not have something.
Okay, let's see here. How about this? We can open it up. Okay. We could probably use I don't even know what this is called. This 10-sided one.
D10.
Is that
D10.
D10? We can use
Mhm.
that to determine the length up and down, and then use the 20 to place it.
Well,
At,
I have a 30-sided die.
But not everybody has a 30-sided die.
I think I might have a 30-sided die
I mean-
in here.
You
My
can
dad
get a
used to
golf
play
ball.
D&D, so
Just get a golf ball. You can do a 100-sided die.
I have one of these. Does this count? It's a World of Warcraft one.
Ah.
This is my. No, this is a 20-sided one.
I got a few 20-sided around here.
Yeah. Anyway, we're going
There
off
it
track.
is.
We're getting off track. We gotta keep on going on track.
but they do exist, so you could put one in the game theoretically.
But
we
I'm
could
just trying,
still
I'm
use
just
all the
trying to think.
spaces.
The D10. You could probably use a D10. There's two. No, what is this? There's another D10.
Probably D12.
Is that a 12? No, this looks like the same size. Oh wait, never mind. Yeah.
There's a 12, a 10. Oh, there's a tens, like
Yeah.
00, 10, 20, 30, 40, 60.
Well, we could probably use the 10 and the D10, and just determine the fact of where to place it, the planets. And we
Yeah.
could probably say, like, I don't know, what's this triangle one?
D4.
You could probably say either up or down, or
Are we-
any direction. With
Do
that.
we want to? do we want to do the 3-dimensional space still then?
No, just replacing the planets. Let's say
I'm saying
okay,
like row versus column.
let's
When you said up or
say
down.
I got a 9, a 4, and a 2. So it'll be row 4. Oh wait, hold on. It'll be like row 9, 4 out, and then 2 up or down. You kind of see what I'm saying about that?
Yeah.
Not the up or down part though, because we're using the hexagonal side.
Okay,
So-
either wherever area, 2 over or whatever.
Oh,
So where you can kind of move, like it moves again, just to get it a little more
Yeah.
randomized type thing.
Mm-hmm. You kind of get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Is that kind of too long process?
no,
I mean-
no, I know what you mean.
Yeah, I mean that would work. It's actually a little better than just going X and Y.
I mean, it
Well,
creates that randomness.
we could just.
Go ahead. What were you gonna
Yeah.
say, Mitchell?
I was gonna say, in that case, we could just use the 20-sided because that way it would make up for that additional space that we can't account for.
Oh yeah. I mean, so as you.
But I like the where you move it afterwards.
Okay.
We can move it. I like that.
Okay. I was getting caught up in what I was trying. Blah, blah, blah. Steve, what do you think about that?
All I'm hearing is dice. Yeah, I mean, it works out really well. I'd rather have it to where we can, like how you said, more randomize where the planets are going, so that way it doesn't favor one side or the other.
Yeah.
I think we should use the 20-sided die, though, because we do have 20 rows in a way.
Okay.
But we can also add that little bit extra in there as well.
All right. Is everyone okay with that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here, I'll write it down in here.
Okay. I hope the other guy's okay with it too. It's like,
Chris
oh,
is pretty. Are you talking about
damn
Chris?
it. What?
Are you talking about Chris?
Yeah.
Chris is pretty
Oh,
good.
he-
He was in my group last month.
He's happy. He's happy. He's got the Joker. Come on.
Well, of course. Why so serious?
Wrong Joker.
Oh, that really?
No, same Joker. Never mind.
Sorry.
It's just the picture. He's saying the picture. Isn't that one of the Arkham games?
Yeah.
So it's the
I don't know which one.
Mark
I can't.
Hamill Joker.
Oh yeah. Batman. Mark Hamill plays
Come
a
on,
lot of things.
bats.
All right,
Don't
so
call them bats.
now, who's a good artist?
Not me.
Who's in charge of the art department?
I was just gonna say you should be the one who picked art.
I chose the art department because I can draw a little bit, but I'm just saying, it's a group effort, isn't it? So I can draw and see what I can come up with.
What are you
Right.
trying?
I mean, I can do some sketching, but it's pretty rough.
I mean,
Okay.
honestly, our board's probably just going to be black with stars, which is white dots.
Well, I
Are
mean,
we actually gonna color it?
We don't have
no.
to.
Okay.
No.
We can make believe, guys.
Yeah.
Use your
Hey,
imagination.
Just close your eyes and rub them really hard.
Yes. So what are we gonna do
Stare
with
at
the red
the
dice?
sun a couple of
What are we gonna do
times.
with the red, then? Is that like ships?
That could be ships. That's the last thing we have that we don't have pieces for.
Okay.
But how are you going to distinguish what class of ship it is? That's the only problem that I have with using these marbles for ships.
Yeah. That is a truth factor right there.
I have. Okay, this might sound funny. So anytime my family's ever bought board games, when it gets too old and we don't play it anymore, we keep all the pieces.
Oh
So I have a bunch of tokens from random games I could use.
Okay.
I've got a ton of tokens from random games too, but I mean not everybody's going to have that option.
That
What we
means
could
somebody-
do.
that
Oh,
means
No,
real
but-
fast. I'm
What?
sorry.
I
I was going to say what we could do. Oh my god.
You go ahead. You go ahead. I'll shut up.
All right, I got this. What we could do is create those hexagonal pieces on, like, say, Microsoft Word or something like that, and we can type up individual things, and we can print those off so players that play test our game from other groups, which is what we're doing in week 4, I assume is what you said. That way they can just print that off and be able to play the game that way. So that way they don't have to have extra parts or anything like that. Just saying. Idea.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
it's a possibility. I personally, I mean,
Well, we can say that this would be the Armada in general, and kind of keep it like a magic base where when you go up against somebody, there's a whole shebang right there. Like let's say this represents all your Armada. That's it, and you're going to each individual place.
and then in front of you are your ship types type thing.
Kind of like yeah.
See, I was thinking though, like each individual ship would have a different movement type, so you'd actually be moving one ship this number of spaces, another ship this number of spaces,
Yeah, I
that
get
kind
that.
of thing.
Because it's hard, guys.
I know it sucks.
They didn't give us enough to work with. Damn it.
I know, we just like they should have given us like some type of like peg, like just
Yeah. See, that's what
Well-
that's what I thought they were gonna give us too. It was like some sort of like really
Like, just-
detailed token.
just the sorry pegs. I'd be happy with at this point. I would like something really awesome and detailed, but I would take the sorry pegs.
That's what I'm saying.
So
Take apart all of your games and everything in that. This ship is a battery. The ship's a watch battery. This one is a piece of confetti.
see, all I got is
You have to
amiibos.
go steal one of.
All I got is amiibos. So I don't think that will work out.
What else can we use?
I mean, I've got a pretty ridiculous action figure collection back there.
I don't
We
think
could
that could work-
have-
I don't think they could work with the with the Hexa with the Hexa whatever the hell you call it, guys.
This one is He-Man.
We have Rick Grimes versus He-Man.
Veronica, do you have any solutions
Actu-
for this?
It actually sounded like a pretty cool game.
Mm-mm.
No solutions for this?
I'm good. No, I was just about the life thing. That's all I had. What if you lose? What you did? If you win, what you get? You know, that's the only thing.
With the ships or the game in general?
The game in general.
Okay.
Well, it would be, I think, ultimately if your base ship was destroyed.
If your command ship gets
But
destroyed.
just
Thanks,
to
that's
say,
thing.
but what I'm saying is, so what's your limit? Or how many ships gonna be on each side?
Well, the
Well,
limit
there's
is
a
what
total
you
of
can
10
build.
ships, so
So it's 5-on-5.
no.
No,
There's
10
10
each.
ships per side.
To start with, we start with 5, but you're only limited by the resources you get and how many you can build.
yeah, we're backtracking.
Yeah, we are.
Because if you lose, like, just say if you lose one, then one ship is gone. You still have 4 more or 9 more, however you want to do it.
Yeah, because you're trying to defend your command ship.
And I guess whenever you lose all of them, then the game is over, right?
Yeah, when your base ship is destroyed.
Okay.
Ooh.
So we just got done with planets. Next would be what? Combat?
Well,
Combat.
see, I was trying to determine the factor of how we're gonna know what ship's on the battlefield or not,
Oh,
based on what we have for.
Right, we got to come up with certain
See, if anything, too, just rip up a sheet of paper and write on it. Just
chessboard.
fill the space.
Everybody's got a chessboard, right?
I don't.
I have it for the rings chessboard.
that'd work.
What is it?
I mean, that's cooler.
I mean,
I mean, we could
just
do
have
like
ships. Everybody can just grab a blank sheet of paper, rip it up, and we can find some way to identify what ship is which.
yeah, that's kind of what I meant by doing the print up thing.
Yeah. But
Right.
with the printout thing, then it's everybody's using ink, and that was my concern. Is I don't want to make because I was thinking too, just like in Microsoft Word, just making a bunch of hexagonal shapes and filling it in. But
Mhm.
that means you have to get everybody, make sure everybody has a printer and everybody has ink and things like.
I mean, everyone has a Kinkos. Paper's like what, $1?
We don't have Kinkos here.
You don't have a wait.
I had one for in the morning.
You don't have a Kinkos. Where you at?
Minnesota.
You don't have a Kinkos there?
Yeah, we don't have-
We have Office Max.
Okay,
We
that's
don't
the
have one
same
in
thing.
I was just saying Kinko's.
Okay, I'm sorry.
And there's a library there too, I'm sure. You can print stuff off at the
Yeah.
library.
I mean, there's stuff. There's places that we can print off too. If we actually.
I'd have to go to a library to print off anything.
Just make it black and white, so that way there's not added color or anything like that too.
And you got to. How big's the actual?
1 inch hexagonal and 1 inch.
No, they're
Square.
less than an inch.
They're all.
Well, they're an inch wide, but the sides aren't an inch. That was my
It
thought.
says 1 inch.
They are 1 inch. They are 1 inch.
Yeah,
My
it's
thought
1 by
process
1
is-
by 1.
I know. I was measuring the sides.
Okay, so that could easily be. We can measure that shit out easily.
Yeah. No, easy.
Okay. Good.
Photoshop.
Yeah, there we go. I got Paint Shop Pro.
Ooh. Ooh.
Ooh. Okay, so that's covered then. Now we can go into the next one.
Oh, and while you were gone, we were talking about the planets.
Okay.
Yeah,
Do
if you want to
you-
open that up, it says it right there.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah, I started a
document.
document just kind of getting the mechanics, just writing down some mechanics notes.
Okay. Is it untitled document?
Yeah, sorry, I haven't.
No, it's
Maybe.
all right. I'm just making sure what it is. Planets. Okay, asteroids,
Oh.
moons, in addition, taking up small space to create additional strategic moves. Okay.
So what we had talked about was randomly putting in asteroids that take up like less spaces than a planet, but more than a ship. So if there's
Ooh, I
like a
like
ship
that.
to get to you, they'd have to go around it. Like there's something to put in between you guys.
You just made me feel special, Jeremy,
Wow.
because I came up with that idea.
Actually, that's actually. I mean, it makes sense. The theme's there.
Yeah,
Right?
and
I
then-
mean, if you're in space, you might as well use everything you got.
Hmm.
Yeah, and then with this part here, we're talking about the board is not that big, but if we have a low number of planets, it'd be fine. Using the six hexagonal pieces
Yeah.
to make
Make it a 6
that would be a
spot,
planet
basically.
space.
Okay.
And then I had said the asteroids or a moon would be like a 3, like a triangle.
Now,
So
is there going to be a belt of asteroids, or is it just going to be just like a few little rocks on the side?
I would say
think that's-
roaming asteroids type thing.
But that
If
adds
they
a
happen
random
to get-
element
Right,
and
if they
an
happen
additional
to
thing
get
for people to
placed.
keep track of. Like, oh, time to move the asteroids.
See, that'd be kind of difficult because you'd be like,
Yeah,
oh,
let's not do that.
I'm stuck in my own thought. It's like, oh, damn it, I forgot to move that.
I think there should just be a certain number randomized at the beginning, like the planets.
Mm-hmm. And if they happen to fall next to each other, they happen to fall next to each
Yeah.
other. Planets, on the other hand, if you get one placed right next to another one, you're going to have to re-roll it, we'll say.
Okay.
Say that they have to be a minimum of
5
six spaces
Five
apart.
or
Yeah,
six.
5 or 6 spaces apart. Which would be at least one turn between planets that way. We were thinking like maximum move spaces for like the fastest ship would be like 3 spaces, 3 to 4 spaces. That way it keeps the game board kind of small.
Yeah, like a warp coil or whatever, or a warp drive.
Mhm.
Just for that, it would be like exhausted for so many turns.
Right, yeah. You do have like maybe have an ability to jump once every 10 turns or something like that.
That's a good mechanic right there.
And then
Okay,
I was
can you explain it
thinking
one more
we
time?
also
Sorry, I was
talked
thinking.
about
Oh, well, too many people.
Uh,
What?
Can you explain it
Oh.
one more time? I was thinking.
Oh,
like there's a warp drive type ability. It would be an ability that you can use once every 10 turns that allows you to jump, say, 10 spaces away instead of your normal 3 movement spaces.
That could be one of those ability cards that we were talking about earlier.
that could
just-
be work right
yeah.
there, like a hyper
Yeah.
drive.
Mm-hmm. We were thinking like that. We were also thinking about like the possibility of like an event card, like sucked into
Asteroid
a
shower, meteor shower, wormhole, whatever.
You find a derelict ship that contains resources. So I mean, there'd be good and bad with it. It'd be like a chance element.
Our game's gonna kick ass.
I think it will.
See, it
So-
just takes ideas being put together.
So is it too early to say let's do the Kickstarter, right?
It's like, dude, your guys' map is like 3 tables long.
So we had to send all of our boards to one person.
And it's sewn
Oops.
up and everything.
Then we got twigs holding it up one level, so that way we had that three-dimensional space, and then
We have three
Hey,
separate
hey, that's the
three
expansion.
separate boards
That's the
lifted
expansion.
onto
One step at
each
a
other.
time.
yeah, we
There
got
you go,
to
the
have.
expansion right there.
There we go.
Okay.
Use ship types.
Yeah.
Before the ship types,
Oh
what
no, I
about-
just never mind. That wasn't saying let's create ship types yet. That's like,
Oh, I thought you were trying to start that.
no. I was
Got it.
saying with the expansion, but that's off
Oh yeah,
topic
more ship
anyways.
types.
Yeah.
The game that I made for the first game design class that we had, I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this and this afterwards, and this is what I'm gonna come up with. This is gonna be additional. I was
And
going
how much of it did you do?
some of it actually.
That's surprising because I didn't do any of the stuff that I said that I was going to do.
Yeah.
Oh, there's Crystal right there. Oh, I hear typing. Oh, acknowledge me.
Sorry.
It's being recorded. Don't worry, dude.
What I can do
We're
is I
looking
can
after
move
you,
my
dude.
mic closer to my keyboard for you guys if you want.
I can
I
just
want to be
set
able
my
to
mic
tell
on
what
my
key you're
keyboard.
pressing by its sound.
Okay.
Okay. Now with the planets, when you get to it, what happens?
You gain the resource for sure.
Is
Okay,
it-
then do you have control of it? Does it disappear? Do you leave a ship
disappears.
there?
That's the thing. Like, you don't want to have to leave a ship there because we've only got the 5 starter ships. If you start leaving ships behind, then, well, I guess that would
Well,
add
then-
another element to it. But
I was thinking, do we have like colonization ships? Like each person has a certain number.
ooh,
Because
I
that's
wouldn't
something
add
that
that
doesn't
instead.
have, it wouldn't have abilities. It has a set movement, and it's consistent across both people. But you'd have the ability to take over planets, and
Or how? Just a real quick idea. But what we could do is they can colonize that planet, like you were saying. Each individual turn, they can actually pull resources out of it, and then if another player wants to take over that planet to gain those resources, they can actually take over that planet if there's no one defending it. So that way, it adds another little level of strategic value to it.
that
But you're
means
also
that's-
gaining points.
That's just too much information for anybody to grasp, though.
Okay, it was just an
yeah,
idea.
we're just getting too deep again. I mean, it is a good idea, and it would be great for.
Yeah,
Like-
for actual physical icons to actually see what it does.
Right.
But as far as what we have, I think what I would suggest, like, if you go up to that planet, you gain that resource to make additional ships for your armada, since the armada is big ships, like massive ships, and my son's crying, so I'll be right back.
All right,
Okay.
no problem.
okay. Then my only thing is, if you gather those resources, then does the planet stay there? Are the resources still on the planet? Because then you could just keep going back to it over and over again to get something.
Yeah, so you can't do that. So either the planet has to go away, or
And if you were to do that, we would have to have each planet have different ones, so you'd have to go all over to get the stuff.
right.
But that's why originally I had said, like, if once you gather the resources, like a new planet replaces it. Like, hey, you discovered a new planet. But
No
and
Man's Sky.
I mean, yeah, that would be
that's
cool. How many planets do we want total? I mean,
it depends on what we
small
want to do
board.
with them.
right.
Because
If
if we
we're gonna
want them to
be-
stay and you can keep going back to it, then we'd want to have a fewer number.
Right,
they're
then
being
we'd only want to have
placed-
like, because I mean, we probably don't want to have more than 5 planets on
No,
this
definitely
size
not.
of board.
No.
We don't need more than 5 planets placed at a time.
Mm-mm.
So we could either do 5 planets and say you have, like, you get the reward for being the first to attend it, and then kind of like a risk situation where if you own an entire, or if you own a country, you get a bonus type thing, possibly. But then we're getting back into how do you mark that you own it?
Which was my whole idea with like the colonizing, or with the colonization thing. It's like once you get your ship there, you put like a token on it, and that's your like you've colonized it.
Right? You get
So it's not an
colonization.
additional thing to move around. It's just something. Hey, I made it to this planet. Now it's mine.
Right. Maybe that could be. I mean, it'd be another token that we'd have to find,
We
basically.
could just use these things because each person would have like a certain number.
Right, but you have to distinguish color.
No, because all the colonization ships would be, or like once you colonize it, that's one thing. Like you wouldn't need different ones. It's
You would
just
need one for each player, though. Like, I would need
Only two.
blue while you need red.
Yeah, it's only 2 though. We have 4.
We've already got the other ones spoken for in different situations. The
Oh yeah.
ones are resources and scrap.
Oh, that's right.
If we use something different for scrap, let's say we don't use that for scrap, we use that as player, or like white is player one's colonization tokens, red is player two's colonization tokens. You have 3 total. There's 5 planets, so majority gets the bonus. If you get 3 planets,
Yeah, I mean, the reason why we kind of want to do something similar to that is because we're going to run out of resources really fast if there's only like 3 or 4 planets. How are we going to build all the ships?
Yeah. They'd have to have high number of resources at them.
Yeah,
right?
but then
Or
one
just a
person
low
finds
number
the
of
planet early.
resources required.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if one player finds a planet early in the game, all of a sudden they got a bunch of resources already. They're now able to create a bunch of ships, and it's kind of one-sided.
Well, you're only going to be able to create each ship one time, as far as we're thinking right now, though.
Yeah, but
But
but they all use the same resources. So he's saying that
Right.
like once you get a bunch, you'd be able to build a bunch of ships.
Right. So you'd have to, let's say, then you go back to the per turn situation where if you own the planet, you get it per turn.
Right.
You get a bonus of, say, 2 resources when you get to it, and then you get 1 resource every turn after that, or something like that. Or
I mean, that's probably one of the only workarounds we have.
Jeremy's back.
Ah!
Good.
I brought
We
Oreos.
need more input.
About what was going on?
Oh, send one through the computer for me, man.
Okay. Hey, ready? Here we go. We need. What's going on?
We're still trying to figure out some of the dynamics for the planet and gathering the resources and what happens to it, things like that.
Either the planets like disappear after you visit them and a new one is placed,
I think that you'd
Or
use that
you
for
own
as
the
a
planet.
resource. Like it could be used as an ability for your
attacks.
attacks or your defenses, and then like as soon as that's consumed,
'Cause-
throw it back out there, and it'd be. You know,
The only thing is, we only want 5 planets on the board at a time because of the size of the board. So a total of 5 planets placed is really like max.
max. Okay.
Just
Well-
because there's not enough room to have more than 5 on the board at one time.
Well, we could probably just print off another hex spot and just color it in. Say Planet 1, Planet X, Planet whatever, and we
Right.
can say we can actually have one of these use 5 cards or whatever many planet cards and say this is your legend of what this planet has.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
you can,
But-
you can do it that way.
Yeah.
That way, it's everyone knows what it is, what resources they need, or
Yeah.
whichever. That's what's one alternative I can think of.
Right.
So, okay. No, that works. So we are placing them using the markers, just putting like, hey, this is planet, whatever. And we have the cards to identify it.
Or we
Um,
just have or we could just have a planet pile of cards. Like you're saying the cards and everything, but if you have planet 1, planet 2, planet 3, planet 4, if you get to that planet, the deck is shuffled of the planets, you draw the top card of the deck. That's the planet that is. So that way it's a
Oh
little.
yeah, yeah.
See, I was trying to avoid that though,
Yeah.
because
That's too much randomness.
Okay.
yeah, that's too much randomness. You have to have a specific planet at a specific location that you're attempting to go after, type thing.
But
Okay.
if there's 5, that's an odd number, and who has control over where the planets go?
How's that Oreo?
One ultimate one. Sorry. One ultimate one. How about that?
So one center or somewhat centrally located planet, and then the
Well, see,
other.
yeah, like if you're thinking about it, where's our players going to start? Are they going to start at
I
each
was
corner?
thinking about that earlier too.
Are they going to start at each opposite corner? Because you're given a big
Pretty big.
leverage to get to the middle, to the ultimate planet or whatever, to actually get. Have you guys played League of Legends before?
Yes.
Have you guys gotten Baron before?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And have you
Yes.
guys win against Baron?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's kind of like that same ideal. Like this has a plentiful of resources, and you're like, oh shit, I'm fucked. If
Right.
if the guy gets it.
See, but then it's a race to get to the center, and you're not fighting each other before you get to the planet.
That's also true. That takes away a lot of the dynamic effects.
Yeah, because you usually only have like 2 players going after Baron in League, and the other ones are protecting the legs. Lanes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What if you had a few turns at the beginning to place your ships, and then the planets get placed afterwards? Because then you wouldn't know where the planets are beforehand.
You can place it anywhere in the first 2 or 3 rows, any side. I mean, on your side of the board, you can place it in any of the first 2 to 3 rows. You can place your ships to start off with. Then the planets get placed.
That
Is that what
sounds
you're
good.
saying?
That sounds good. Kind of like
Yeah.
your own colonized area.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds good.
Your space. Sound like Homer. Donuts.
I'm waiting for a dough.
No,
There we go.
No. I got my hands on this thing.
Oh God, I can't type.
It's okay. It's okay, dude. We'll carry you.
Jeremy has nowhere to talk though.
Sorry. Yeah, I mistype a lot of stuff.
My fingers start moving too fast eventually, and
I get ahead of myself.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like my fingers are like 3 letters ahead of what my brain's at.
You see, this is because we're all new to each other. We're just trying to find a comfort zone for all of us. That's why you're feeling
Right.
like that.
Huh?
Still haven't determined what the fuck these are.
Those are called marble.
I know. No, those are
My
not marbles.
next,
That
my
was
next
kind
thing
of-
was
Can I call y'all back? Can I call y'all back?
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'll be
Okay.
back.
Okay.
Do we want to have that conversation now?
We're still recording.
Oh yeah. Damn it.
Well, we can give everyone but her the link.
That is true.
so back to the game. Another thing is, should we have each person start with a certain number of resources, or are we saying that the ships you
Ooh.
draw are the ships you start with?
The ships you draw are the ships you start with.
Okay, and then you have to gather them as you go.
One of these things has like something in it.
Yeah,
Like-
I like that feature too. Like you kind of like, since if you're technically a bounty hunter, you get what you have. You start
Yeah,
with what you have.
you start with what you have, type
Okay.
thing.
Okay.
It makes it more like a survival-ish. Like, damn, what can I get to first? I need that thing. Go.
Yeah, I need to beat that guy to that planet.
Or something like that.
I need to take what that guy has.
Okay, so now we kind of got away from the planet thing.
The like
Once
ownership or
once you get to it, do you own it? Do you continuously gather resources? Is it exhausted after a certain amount of time?
I think it'd probably be exhausted after like 3 turns.
say it's exhausted after 3 turns, but you have to hold it for 3 turns straight.
That sounds good. Kind of
If
like
you
contested
want
territory.
to get all of it, yeah.
Yeah.
What would happen if a person, if 2 people are contesting over it? What happens? Is it battle and whoever blows up?
Well, whoever actually holds it for the 3 turns, we'll say gets the resources.
Yeah, but I'm saying if it's contested right now, like if 2 people.
If they both get there at the same time.
Yeah.
Both get there at the same time, then then it comes down to a fight between those 2 people or those 2 ships in order to see who who gains control.
Okay.
Well, if they just go around in a circle around the planet.
I'd say that's inevitable. You have to be within the
The orbit of the
orbit,
planet.
yeah, the orbit of the planet.
Yeah.
That you have to fight for it.
Oh, okay.
That's my opinion. I don't know how you guys feel.
I
about it.
agree with that. No, orbit is like if you're in orbit, you can slingshot to the other side quick enough to.
Oh, we're
Catch
bringing
'em type
physics
thing.
in.
I know.
Yes,
You
we
have to. You're in space.
Well, yeah, but
I
you
mean, the
can't hear
Kessel
anybody
run
scream.
in 6 parsecs.
Yeah.
That's a measurement of time.
Yeah, it's a
I mean,
measurement of time.
measurement of distance, not time.
There you go.
Okay,
Right.
so with that then, instead of using the full 6, or I guess technically 7 pieces for a planet, do we want to just say 1 is the planet, 1 space around it is the orbit? So you have ownership over that 7-piece space?
Then we're gonna probably have to draw and cut out the specific to make it easier to determine that, like maybe a grayish, to determine the orbit of it. But then that'd
Right.
probably be too big for it to do it then too.
That's why I was saying not make the planet this big, but make the planet 1 space and the orbit is around it. So
Yeah,
it's still
but I
separate
I know,
from
what you- I,
one
know I
X.
got what you're saying, but would that take up a lot of space?
I'm big, y'all.
Yeah, we see ya.
Okay.
Wouldn't that take up a lot
But-
of space?
Yeah.
I mean, we were already
Uh,
taking up a lot of space by using. We were talking possibly using.
You got
4
one,
blocks.
1, 2, 3,
Oh,
4,
was
5,
it 7?
6.
Damn.
So you're taking up this whole space right here for just that one planet.
Right, which is why we were thinking only 4 to 5, or only 5 planets.
Because you
on
don't
the
want to make
board at a
if
time.
you want to make the game still like realistic to play, because if it's unrealistic, then it's not going to be that interesting. But if the ships are the same size as the planet, it's not.
I see what you're saying. Yeah. Okay.
Right.
I see.
Yeah.
kind of
I'll
have to
agree to
make it a
that
little
then.
bit
I'll
bigger.
agree to that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So we could just make the 1 space in the middle the planet, and
The
the 6 around
planet.
it the orbit.
And the 6 around it are the orbit. However, it's really all the planet.
Yep. So the planet would be that space, but if you're within that 6, it's the orbit.
Right.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Hey, real quick, with the middle planet, instead of making that a planet, considering the sun, I mean, suns and all that stuff like that, stars are actually made of like molten material. Could we make that middle one be the sun for that
Sun
solar
have
system?
like a superstructure around it, like the alien superstructure they found recently.
Okay. Dyson
But-
sphere.
Yeah,
Well, what would its purpose be?
it would be just like a planet.
material.
However, it's
But you can't like get anything from it other than
Get an obstruction.
energy.
I mean, it's
It'd be an
possible.
energy source, possibly.
Maybe we're thinking too deep now.
yeah. I think that would be. We have the 3 resources from the planets.
So how
If-
about instead of a big planet or a sun in the center, it's like a space station?
A neutral space station.
Like
What would the purpose?
the cantina.
I like
I
your
can't wait
idea,
for
but it's
December.
too hard to factor into the game. Because now we
It's
need a
not feasible
whole
inside what was
we
going
need a
on.
whole new
The
set
only
of-
reason I was saying like a space station is then it could hold multiple types of resources or like a
but
little
that's
bit
whole new subset
more.
of rules too.
Yeah, that'd be a whole different type of mechanics within that if it's neutral. I don't know.
Yeah.
Since you're
I think
like,
that's too in depth. I think the 5 planets are fine. If we want to
Right.
filter in a sun filtered into the storyline somehow, and as to what you're doing with the ships. But if we're making the planets take up 6 block space, trying to do a sun would be even more.
Right.
Well, if you're
Okay.
trying to incorporate a sun, like say like a sun for each player, that would be like a form of I don't know, home or something like near a home source.
Yeah, no,
It has to
that's
be on-
it's getting too in
Yeah.
depth.
Yeah, we don't need to get into that.
So with the planet, we have
I like it, but we don't need to
Yeah, I
go
get it.
deep into it.
yeah. So when you have your ship within its orbit, you have control over it, and you get resources for the next 3 turns, and then it's done.
Then
Or
yes,
however many turns is on the card.
Okay,
that could work too.
Or planet, yeah.
Where
Depending on the size.
one planet
and then
is
what happens? Does a new planet replace it? Does it just disappear?
I think it just disappears. Let's say like if you have a planet that will give you 12 resources, then you have enough resources to do an attack or to defend or whatever, blah blah blah. And let's say 6, just for almost a balance issue right there.
For the
6
planets?
Yeah, for 6 planets. You
Okay.
could potentially, give you kind of like a balanced leverage. Like, I got 3 planets. What do you got? I got
Yeah.
enough resources to attack you.
yeah.
Then
How many resources are? I mean, how many? 25. So
25.
You got blah blah 45. You got 45 of these.
Right.
To try to determine the factor of like how many can we put into a planet, how many can we put into an asteroid belt to actually get additional resources or something like that.
so then when the planets disappear after the resources are exhausted, it's gone. So when all 6 planets are gone, your resources are done, and it's basically fight to the finish.
You could do that, yeah. You don't
Yeah.
want it to drag
No,
it
that
out.
would because it would eliminate too
It
much.
would eliminate some types of attacks, though, if we can't get more resources.
Nah, we'll get combat in a minute.
Oh, how about we can also use asteroids too, for a form of
Just
not
with
not very much resources, but has
a very,
some-
very small amount.
yes.
Okay.
Enough for like an attack, but not enough to build like a
So
ship.
like, so basically like 6 planets plus 2 asteroid belts to determine factor of resources in general.
That'd
How's
work.
Does that sound good?
Yeah, that sounds
Okay,
good to
yeah.
me.
And you could either, with going from our original idea, you could either use it for defense or you can harvest it. So, like, if you harvest it, it's gone. If you don't want to and you want to use it to defend yourself, then keep it there.
Okay.
Okay.
Because if it's the randomly placed, if it's like in front of a planet and it's obstructing, I'd rather use that for defense than
Right.
of it.
Keep somebody at least one space away from your planet on that side.
Yeah. And it provides another element of choice too within that randomized asteroid placement.
That sounds
Yeah.
good. I like that.
Okay.
It's slowly coming together, and we haven't even touched our design sheet yet, huh?
Well,
Nope.
we have the notes, so we can fill it in.
Yeah.
But
And I mean, oh, I also did notice something. I forgot to mention this earlier in the broadcast.
Night.
We actually do not have any Wednesday due dates.
Yes.
I was looking at it. All the dates are on Sundays usually. All the
Right now.
assignment turn-ins, I should say.
oh, did somebody leave?
Veronica left, I think.
Yeah, she
Looks-
did.
All Sundays.
Yeah, except for like the peer reviews. That's the only thing that's due on Wednesdays that it's looking like.
I see a lot of November 4th.
Yeah, that's just I'm pretty sure that's just
I think that's just a video.
Yeah. Like most of these are on Sundays.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess they are. It was just the team charter on Wednesday. Oh, peer reviews are due each Tuesday.
But that's on our own, so that's
Right.
Well, we done.
Are you watching Big Bang over there?
It says right here. It says tabletop on the YouTube with Will Wheaton.
Oh, okay. Yep, I see it now. My bad.
Okay, so now
Okay.
on to the fun
Combat?
part, combat.
Okay.
So what are the rules against combat that are in the
We
document.
can't do just basic attack versus basic defense. We have to come up with something unique and
That's where the cards come in place for combat cards.
What happens if we also have different types of abilities that each individual ship has? Since we're doing 10 different ships, one ship could have like a photon laser. The other one could have a bubble shield or something like that, and you can activate those with certain types of
Ability
resources.
cards?
Instead of putting
Yeah.
the ability cards, we can actually have the abilities built into the actual ship itself.
Oh yeah, and you
That-
just use the resources to activate them.
Correct.
That sounds good.
Yeah,
Save some
Would
plot
you
Yeah,
time.
I like that.
it would be cool. The only thing I'm worried about is if you run out of resources on the board and not everyone's dead yet, you're basically falling back into just plain combat.
Well, you can just
Well, that forces the game to move forward too. Otherwise, you can
And
just
it-
sit around and harvest resources the whole game.
Right, and it
True.
does say that if we can do it like that, but it has to be something original. So if you have that ability built into it as well,
It's
kind of
original,
like a Yamaton
still.
laser.
yeah, yeah.
The Yamaton laser.
I was like, wait a minute.
You're dead. Oh, damn it.
That would work against.
Okay.
I mean, with his rules at least.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I
then
mean
do we
it's
want-
totally
since we don't-
possible.
Since we can't have basic attack and basic defense, do we want to use health, or would that get to be a lot of calculating? And how would we do
I
it?
just say by the dots, how many dots you have, and just keep track of like, oh, I got 6 health. Means you can hit me 6 times before my ship dies, or 2 times before my ship dies.
But we don't have enough pieces to do that for all 5 ships. Because
Well, no, are
each
you saying,
ship
like,
have a
putting-
different
Are
amount
you
of
saying
health.
use these for health?
The
Are
red
you saying like
ones.
put dots on the
See,
cards
I
like
was
this is
thinking
how
that.
much health you have?
Well, so you don't have enough for each player.
No, not for each player, for each ship. Especially if they add ships to the.
Yeah, huh? Shit.
So.
There's also a thing called pen and paper we could use.
There we
You
go.
could use that.
Mark the ship health and then subtract from each. I mean, ship's defenses, like their shielding before it
Their
goes
ray
into.
shields.
Yeah, or sure. I don't know. I'm thinking of words.
No, ray shields, man.
Ray
Classic.
Shield.
Oh no, it's ray shielded.
Well, are we having like class type ships? Like, they say this is a capital ship. This has X amount of shields before it fails, and then it has this much health before it dies. Are you doing something like that? Because I thought that was against the rules also.
Is
I
that against the rules?
So what I'm,
Yeah.
see what I'm looking at. Let me look at my laptop. It says avoid using the common trope of damage done, attack value, defense value. For the mechanics for the calculating damage is way too overused. Put a little more into your combat system. Think about a player choice. You want a player to inject choice at every turn and be able to influence the game. It is a meaningful
Okay.
player choice to set a strategic game apart from the casual family games, which are heavily chance-based, such as Sorry, Yahtzee, and many casual games like War.
Wait, what if we use those resources like we were saying? Like each individual ship has its own type of shielding, and if they can't raise their shields, their ship is destroyed.
That's what I thought those were. That's what I thought it'd be like attacks and then your defenses.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
that's what I
That'd probably be the best.
We just have to figure out how to determine what the defense is and what the attacks are.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. Like by, your instance cards. Like, hey, shit, I gotta put my shields up. You know what I mean
Yeah,
by
but-
that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are we exactly shielding? Because if we can't use like base defense, I think that's a
I think
weird
they're
rule to put
referring to.
in, 'cause-
I think they're referring to like just like Magic, how like it has 4 and 10. He's a 4 and 10 character. Kind of like you go a little bit more in depth than that. Like I think in general that ship, I don't know, has 2 hits and that's it.
That could work.
Yeah, but I mean, you're almost getting to like just
See, it's
life
hard.
again.
It's really hard trying to determine a balance for that and how he wants it instead of.
It's-
right.
An original
I
combat
was-
system is difficult.
It is. There's a lot of them out there already.
Yeah.
What if you could choose, like, say each ship has 2 abilities, and when you take damage, you have to disable one of your 2 abilities the first time, and then the second time you're defeated. So there's the choice of which one of my 2 abilities do I want to keep in a chance to beat the other guy.
That'd be kind of like too confusing in the long run when you have like 20 ships and you're like, shit, what the fuck? Which one was it?
Yeah, because it'd be tough to keep track of like what you'd lose and what you have.
Right.
But I
Unless
know what you mean. I was
Unless
I
it's
don't-
just per combat, like you can take 2 hits per combat and then you repair out of combat, go back to full health.
Now, are you attacking as like one-on-one ships or like a lot of ships in one?
One-on-one combat between 2 ships. Let's say, like the way that I was thinking was like you would be moving each ship would be moving each turn, or like you'd move 5 ships each turn.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying like with 5-on-1, like, oh, I'm gonna get you, blah, 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 you're dead.
Yeah.
What was that? What was that sound effect?
Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, I mean that would be the benefit of sticking together as opposed to roaming out on your own.
I mean, since it is Armada is like a military parade.
Right.
Right. I mean,
So-
and that's just a working title. We could come up with
I mean, what do you think,
Something.
Mitchell? You got something?
Huh?
You got anything? You're sitting there all like,
I'm reading.
contemplative, like the
Still
thinker.
thinking. Well, I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out how we're going to determine if a ship gets destroyed.
Without using attack and defense.
Yeah, because if you think, I just don't like that rule because technically anything you have is defense.
Mm-hmm.
You can't
Whatever
have
you-
any sort of combat system without a way to win or
well,
lose.
the only way I
We-
can think of is just by using the cards in general. Like you say that you have like 20 cards that you have. Oh no, let's say, yeah, you 25 cards mixed with defense and attack, and it
Mhm.
would be like determined by your resources is what you have, what you can do that
Wait,
specific moment.
I think I just came up with a good idea. Okay, we still have one thing of marbles left, right? I mean, not marbles, but you know what I'm talking about.
The tokens, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
The red guys.
The Mancala pieces.
what if each individual ship has 2 or 3 or whatever the ship is of those little pieces? Every time it like say if you got a lone ship going up and all of a sudden the armadas all around him, you only have 2 shields. What if each one of those are shields? And if your shield, if you're going up against an entire armada by itself, like an entire fleet, you're gonna get fucked up. You only have 2 of these. You have 3 ships attacking. That ship's gone automatically. You only have 2 available resources of shield to protect that ship. So that way, it's not instantly destroyed. It doesn't have it's kind of a health-based system, but it's not a health-based system. If that makes sense.
I'm kind of following.
Yeah,
Right.
I get what you're saying.
I
I,
might
just
not
don't know.
explain.
I just feel like it's too similar to a standard defense.
No, I just think his rules are too vague.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
It's
That's-
not
it
as
doesn't-
vague
It's
as
his fault.
last
It's his fault.
class, but
I don't want to
Oh
say
my
it's,
God.
but
Lester.
Lester, I was just about to say Lester.
it's not as bad as that, but it's still pretty vague.
It's so vague. Let me
There's
ponder
not
on that. Let me go
miles
ponder on
of
that really quick. I'm gonna go
ambiguity
outside. I'm gonna
around
ponder
it.
on that. The combat, right? I'll be right back.
What are you doing? Smoking?
I'm smoking.
I need to smoke too.
Okay.
Except I could use my phone for Skype. And my headphones are Bluetooth. I can probably reach out there.
Okay, where's the stuff about? Why can't I find it? What am I looking for? Scope. Gameplay mechanics. Hey, where's the stuff that says that it can't have that? I can't find it right now.
If you go into the assignment 1.2 colon focus worksheets concept, it's down into the these concepts are partially restricted. See, it says partially.
Hold on. Pull it
I
up.
think with our added combat system, it makes it original. I don't know.
Oh, I see.
Like they said, it's really vague.
Your clothes on there. No. You got peanut wrap? Got water left? You sleep.
Um.
Well, at least we have a few more days before this is due.
Yeah. I'd like to have all of our
Ideas down?
general
Yeah.
ideas together.
So that way all we gotta do is just fill it out.
Yeah. Well, and then we can each, like, I can start drafting, like, the mechanics for the design document.
Right.
And then next meeting, I can look at what we're doing and kind of come up with more things or see what works and what isn't
Right.
once we start to put it all together. Because right now we're just thinking of it piece by piece.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I'm getting distracted on that. Oh, God.
That's okay. I don't know what's going on.
Cigarettes and bullies. Donuts and that.
Oh, okay. That's not from you. Okay.
No, it's my room's quiet.
Comfort you can count.
Um,
Maximum comfort and the reinforced fiber are 20% stronger than traditional metal. Right. Real comfortable jeans. They always send video games to attack us. Get ready for the next level of adventure. The cavalry has arrived.
combat systems are hard.
Okay, so.
Okay, so the way he has it explained, avoid using damage done equals attack value minus defense value. So for us, it would be, for it to be different, we could say ships attacking minus available shields.
Yeah,
Still
see,
that's still defense value though.
I know.
I don't like what he has. Ugh.
Okay, back.
We got nowhere.
Yeah, no, we're still lost.
I'm thinking that the cards is the best way to do it, without doing the breaking the rules.
What'd you say?
The cards. What I was talking
Oh,
about.
the cards? Yeah.
Unless Veronica, you have a solution for that.
I think she stepped away.
Okay.
Huh?
Do you have a
Oh,
solution?
I'm back.
Do you have a solution to our combat issue? Or do you have anything you want to input?
I'm good.
Okay.
I like the idea. Y'all keep going. Y'all like it. If I need anything to put in, I'll let you know. You know, I'm listening.
Yeah,
Right now, y'all.
we're just trying to come up with a solution to our combat issue.
Oh,
So if you have
Okay.
anything, just blare it out.
all right.
Jesse went to the bathroom. Oh, there he is.
He went out to smoke too.
Oh, okay.
I'm back.
Cool. I need some Tylenol for this. Okay.
Shouldn't have smoked so fast, man. That's what happens.
No, it's not that. It's just thinking too hard of how to not break
It's-
the rules.
This
Right.
combat thing's kicking us. Well, I mean,
it really is.
Equals attack value minus defense value.
it
mean-
does say partially restricted, and he said if you do it, you need to make something original. So we just got to figure out something that's a little bit more than attack value minus defense value.
Which is kind of why we were thinking about using like different abilities for. I mean,
Right.
every game has abilities. What makes it unique is the abilities that you use, type thing. So if we can if we can give each ship like 2 abilities, one that's a little more offensive, one that's a little more defensive.
I'd say.
Like the one ship we've already kind of discussed about having like the warp jump ability. That would be its defensive ability. Now an offensive ability would be it also has like a mega cannon that instead of using your hyperdrive to jump away, you use that power to shoot a mega cannon that blasts a hole in a ship type thing.
Okay.
Okay, what if? So I.
Like
going
where
off
you
what you're
you
saying-
have to choose between the 2 abilities per like for each combat system, where you can't use both abilities at a time.
Yeah.
Type.
Okay, so going off what you're saying is, so you want to have one offensive ability, one defensive.
Mhm.
So what if? So I don't know a lot about ships. That's going to be your guys' thing.
Okay.
Okay.
Are there ships that are more built for offensive capabilities, and ones that are more built for defensive?
Well, if you're taking
Yeah.
like
Oh, yeah.
actual aircraft ships that we have here,
You
like
know-
a B-52 is a bombing ship, and it's
You know-
very hang on, it's very
Oh,
very evasive and kind of like further back artillery as opposed to your F-15, which is more close combat.
And fighter style,
Yeah,
where it's
That's the type of determination that you have for the attributes of a ship. But if we're taking to effect of a spaceship, like have you seen Star Trek at all?
or
The
Star
new ones.
Wars.
Or Star Wars? Yeah.
Hold on. What were you
hey,
gonna say, Veronica?
can I?
Yeah. Go
I
ahead.
was gonna say I don't know nothing about ship, but all I know it have missiles. You know, where to shoot or whatever. You know, on a ship,
Mhm.
and we can use like one of them as a mechanic or whatever, however y'all want to do it or whatever as a like a gameplay. You know.
Yeah, so that's what we're
That's
trying to
what
determine
we're
the facts.
discussing.
Yeah,
right
we'd
now.
probably put the missiles into like an offensive ability, but we can't use missiles as like an attack value because then it just turns into attack minus defense.
Right.
Okay.
But
So it has to have. It's got to have a special ability when you use
Yeah, I'm sure-
them.
I'm sure we can fit missiles into some ability, but so each ship would have offensive and defensive ability, and each ship would just have a unique one. Like one ship would say block, one ship's attack, and if you're attacked by 2 ships, then you'd be screwed.
Yeah.
And if
Right.
Yeah.
or one that's more built for movement and fast traveling, like escape one, like move a few spaces away when you're being attacked.
And
Right.
it doesn't have
And
the
it's-
greatest defense. It's just more of a
Like a scout
Speed
ship.
ship.
scout type.
Mhm.
Yeah.
hmm
Yeah, and then that takes away the values of defense and attack, where you're using your offensive ability when you're attacking someone and using your defensive when you're defending.
Okay.
But you have that choice of, do I sacrifice my ship? Do I move a certain way to help me? Do I move towards my ship?
Do I try and attack back and hope that it gets through?
Yeah, because it all depends on what ship you'd be attacking and what their abilities are too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So
Kind of like
we,
a rock,
like,
paper, scissors between ships.
What were you saying,
Can
Veronica?
like can each like we got 10 ships, right?
Yes.
So each ship can have their own special ability, correct?
Yes.
Yep.
That's what we're doing.
Okay. You know, they can have, offense and a defense or whatever.
hmm
Mm-hmm.
Each
Go
ship
ahead.
has offensive and defensive ability. I'd say for that turn, you should probably add. For that turn, you can only use one.
Yeah, you can only use either
Yeah.
offensive or defensive.
Does it cost resources to do those though? Is it just like
See, that's what we need to come up with, is whether or not they do or not.
I mean, it's still a work in progress. We gotta tell the 22nd to get it done.
Right, to come up with the solid actual...
To finish it in general.
Right, this is just, like, conceptually what we're coming up with.
Yeah, I mean, Christopher might have some really good points too that he could add, and
Right.
hope he would add to in the mechanics notes and stuff like that.
Hopefully he's got, like, a sweet combat system that he can come up with off the top of his head when he sees this.
Yeah, it's like, oh, this is revolutionary, guys. Check this out. Bam, in your face.
It's like, oh yeah, that's exactly what we needed.
Oh god, I just died inside. This is awesome. But so far, I mean, it's going pretty good so far. It's just the combat. It's just tricky what we have.
Yeah, I think I like
Yeah.
where we're going. We just need, once we have, like, we can just keep this as a base, like, hey, this is where we're at. But once we have abilities to use, then we can specify, and it would be a little more concrete of an idea.
Sounds good.
Right.
Yeah.
But
could be
I like,
kinda-
I like what we have, though.
It could also be kind of like a rock paper scissors type of method.
That's
Say
kinda
if
what I was thinking, too.
offensive ship kind of goes up against a defensive ship. It's strong against defense because it has the ability to push that offense. But if it comes up to a speed ship, it's kind of screwed because
It's kind of like
speed
counter
ship cannot-
abilities. Is it
Yeah.
counter? Yeah.
That would be cool. Like where
Yeah, no, I like that.
one ship
Yeah,
is strong
we got
against
something.
another while it's weak against another. Yeah.
No one can counter Timo. Okay, that's it, guys. You're done.
Hey, one can, I was thinking about, you can have a power of being invisible.
Oh, a cloaking.
Have the power.
Have like
Yeah,
a
Yes.
like ship,
stealth ship.
That can work.
but it can't really because you have to see where the player is moving that
Well,
ship.
it's stealth. You can't actually.
Like it can evade combat probably.
Right, yeah, I guess it could just completely avoid combat possibly, but like
But that would be its
it'd be
defensive
hard to-
ability is like, hey, I'm going to turn invisible.
That could be a defensive ability.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, like I said, once we start to come up with specifics for the abilities, it'll be a lot more like
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
what we have. I
We'll-
think.
Yeah,
I don't
we'll
think
get
we
into
need
that
much.
in more detail later
Yeah.
on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good one, Veronica. That's a good one.
Yeah. Well, I just wanted to contribute. That's all.
Yeah, thanks. That's good. I like that. You can come up with our ability ideas.
Okay.
Okay, so we got what else? So we have starting the game. We have planets, ships. Resources.
You got
We have to go back to resources.
Okay.
We have scrap, and that's it so far.
right, yeah. I can come up with better names. Like right now placeholders are fine. So resource X and resource Y are fine. We've got them like we're definitely going to have two different types of resources. And then
You
each
say-
resource
Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
Well, if we are going to use resources for the abilities, resource X would be for offensive abilities, while resource Y would be for defensive abilities.
Well, we could say like one's a metal and one is a power, an element of power.
Okay.
Like let's say this is like adamantium,
Adamantium and
or like
Vibranium.
Duro, whatever, Mandium.
Vibranium.
Vibranium. There you go into Star Wars right there.
That's actually what Captain America.
That's Marvel
Oh,
too.
that's
Yeah.
Marvel. That's right. That's his shield, isn't it?
Yep. And Hawkeye's arrows and Black Panther's claws when he shows up.
So we could like do like a metal source
Well-
source of resource or something like that, and then like a power resource.
Mm-hmm.
Well, wouldn't scrap be metal?
Touche, buddy.
Well, then we'll
That's
just
the-
delete that one right there.
Delete that one right there.
That's just why I put resource Z in. So scrap, some sort of energy.
There we go.
What else do you need in the ship?
Something.
Plasma. No, it's energy. Damn it.
Let's see here.
Well, actually, it's a blood cell, but you know.
Well, we can say they'd be metal, and you could put scrap for like exoskeleton or something like that, or a hull.
And so, yeah, or ship body or something.
Yeah, like a hull. I don't know. Rare material. Say that, rare material.
Mm.
I'm gonna look it up. Rare. Okay. Hold on. Never mind.
Some sort of electronics. Or it'd be like wires, it's that kind of crap.
You can find that.
That's
in
all I can
space.
think of.
You can find all that in space.
That's all I can think of. Well, we're on a planet. You're going to planets to get resources.
That's true. That is very true.
And if you think about it, when a ship, if you see a ship explode when it's destroyed, what are you going to find? Metal and pieces of
And
electronics
bodies everywhere too.
and bodies. Okay,
Money,
that's, yeah, bodies.
money,
And money.
money.
Yeah. Oh, there's the monies. We gotta go get it.
Because it's all about the money, money, money.
Ha ha.
So we're finding Jesse J in space. It's fine.
That's the name of the game right there. Boom. Jesse J in space.
Story and everything.
Let's see. Okay, used.
So
build
let's
ships.
go. Let's look at the focus sheet. What we need. Oh, what do we need?
Armada.
Are we going with Armada?
I like that. I like that name. I mean, I
Is it
also
the
like
name
the
of a game?
Dreamcast
Is
version
it the
of
name of
Armada.
an existing game?
Armada is the existing
Uh,
game for Dreamcast, but that's
Also,
Yeah.
so long
there's
ago.
also a Star Wars game that I looked up. I just found it's called Star Wars Armada.
Yeah.
Oh,
Was it Cinnamon?
What
for
about
Armada?
Battlefield?
There's already been
That's-
one too.
That's a
big
lot
one.
of games, actually.
What about
How about
Battlefield?
Celestial Anguish?
But are
Oh,
we?
Celestial
godly?
Anguish.
Celestial,
Well-
doesn't that have to do with higher powers?
Angelic bodies.
Celestial is also stars and stuff too,
Stars, yeah.
That's true.
or a star anguish. I don't know.
I think I got onto the whole space idea because of Dynamic Cosmos also being our name.
Right.
So, your guys' fault on that one.
So, well, I thought of the first one, and he thought of the second one. I said Cosmos, because I like Cosmos. He was like Dynamic Cosmos. I was like, oh, buddy. We could probably be like
No, Nova. Crap.
Nova Alexandria, Star Siege.
Star Siege. Stars? I feel like that's a game name too.
It is a game name.
Yeah. I was
Way
like,
back,
wait.
way back. But dude, that game's like so dead. No one has even heard of it anymore. Let's see here.
Star Armada.
Star Armada.
Nova
Star
Field?
Armada.
Nova Field? Sounds like Cloverfield.
Let's see here. Think of space names.
The Kessel Run.
Yeah.
The Verse.
to see here. There is a Callium. Pretus. Thol. Triton.
Galactic.
Andromeda.
How about Galactic Armada? Nah.
Galactic. Space something.
I mean, we also do have till Sunday to come up with a name.
Celestial.
I do like Celestial. And Celestial Anguish sounds cool.
Celestial Encounter.
Celestial Encounter.
That makes me think of Aliens.
There is a game called Celestial Encounter. No, wait,
Is
it's
there?
Not, it's not a game. It looks like a. Oh, it's music. That's what it is.
There's a game called Cosmic Encounter.
What'd you put in there? Are you laughing? Oh. I mean, like, what can it be like? Homeworld. That's something like that cool.
Right?
Huh?
Solar Strife.
Yeah.
Solar Strife.
Your TV on? Your TV on?
This is Star.
Star Citizen. There we go. We're done.
There we go. We're done. Starbound. No, that's already game.
That's a game.
Star City.
That's a game.
It is?
Yeah.
A very old game, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
Oh, wait. No, that's Star City Gaming. Ugh. I knew it was somewhere.
Heroic Celestial Planetarium. What the hell? Hero. No, not Hero. It's we can just think of an off-the-wall name too. That's like
Right.
That's I don't know. I can deal with the whole galaxy area. You're in this galaxy called blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
And you just-
Actually, yeah, just name the or name whatever the system that it's supposedly taking place is the name of the game.
Yeah, that'd be good too. Now we just
Like
need a name of galaxy.
Malium, Malinar,
Andromeda.
Andromeda.
Oh, I like
Andromeda's
Isn't that taken?
No,
it's taken by
it's a-
by an actual solar system.
yeah, it's
Ooh.
taken by an actual solar system and Greek mythology
Do it.
The
I like it.
and a
Nice.
TV series
Oh,
that isn't any good
you can
whatsoever.
just probably say
Well,
Sector 4
in a lot of
or
things.
Sector 6.
Isn't that from Transformers?
Sector 69.
Oh, that's 7, isn't it?
Sector 7. Sector 7 doesn't exist.
Or Star 8. There you go.
Cassiopeia.
Cassiopeia? No, that's a league name.
I know.
You can say Lux too. Ari. Ari is actually my daughter's name now.
Orion.
Orion.
Orion's built.
There we go.
We have asteroids in it.
Hold on, I got a giant list coming up here in a second. Okay.
Of stars?
Yeah. No, of galaxies. Andromeda, Black Eye Galaxy, Bode's Galaxy, Cartwheel, Cigar,
Cartwheel?
Comet, Cosmos Redshift 7.
What's the one that's
Hogs.
nearest to us?
Nearest, that's Andromeda.
Yeah,
Isn't
the
it
nearest-
like, something else too? Something C.
Centaurus A.
Yeah, there we go. Centaurus A.
Ooh, hey, there we go. Messier 83.
Okay. I don't think that's really. I don't think anyone probably would know that. Like, oh yeah, you took that from a star.
Probably not.
You took that from a galaxy. That's not original.
It's short M83.
How about we spell each of our names backwards, and then that'll be the name right there. Like Tranier.
Ugh.
List of galaxies.
Cosmic Gridiron.
That's what I'm on right now.
Yeah, I'm on.
Canis Major Dwarf. There we go.
Tadpole Galaxy.
The Big Dipper.
Oh god. Oh god, yes.
Isn't that? Hold on. What's Canis Major?
Tarius Galaxy. The
Sagittarius. Done.
Yeah, I'll be right back, okay?
Okay. Call it Borg.
Borg.
I think we might get in trouble for that one.
Yeah. We are Borg. Resistance is futile.
Cerberus.
Called
That sounds
Starburst.
badass.
Starburst.
Cerberus is overused. It's used in like every mythology and video game ever.
And I'm sure it's a million different board games.
Star. Estrella.
Estrella.
Estrella. Yes. It's a Spanish word for star.
Is there 2 L's or 1?
2 L's.
Estrella.
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 I'm hearing all sorts of fucking music. What the hell's going on?
Souls Armada. Bleh. Souls or Armada is the blah 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 Latin word for sun. SOL.
Yes, Rain? You done
I like
eating?
that.
Okay, goodbye. Good night. Love you.
I don't think we're that close yet.
What, dummy?
Yeah.
You know you love me. Say it. Celestial word for Spanish is celestial.
Dang it.
God, that's so good.
Curse you, Latin.
Ah, crap.
Somebody's beeping.
That's everybody.
Okay.
The only thing is we have one word in Spanish and one word in English.
I know.
That's not Spanish.
Latin.
There you go.
It's also Spanish.
Oh my god.
Oh. Word for Armada.
Name generator, that's what I do. Name generator. Gonna go with it. Fake name generator. Go. Male. And we'll do American and United States. Go. Paul J. Fonry. Okay.
Did you know the Latin word for army is armada? Armada.
Maybe.
I did not.
I just looked that up.
Guild name generator. There we go. We're just gonna do that.
That's what it would be.
This is not a guild name generator. Oh, they lied to me. Oh, take it easy, dude. Okay, this is not
What about Cosmic Armada?
I think I said that.
I think so too, but I don't know why. That's simple and it works, and it's not a game.
Cosmic Armada can work.
I like that one better.
Man,
It's
we could have
simple,
saved
it's-
ourselves 15 minutes.
If like literal translation isn't that Space Army?
Yeah.
I like it. Let's do that. Cosmic
Whoever said
Armada.
that a long time ago. I don't know why we just didn't go with it.
Because you weren't listening to me.
No, because I know I heard it. Somebody said this earlier.
I did. That's
You
what I was
did.
trying to say.
Goals and rewards. Oh yay.
I think that should be good for tonight.
Oh,
Or do we
okay.
wanna
But wait a minute.
cheat or no?
Do what?
When this is due Sunday, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's due Sunday. We got another meeting on
Mhm.
Sunday.
What time Sunday?
What time was good for you, Jess?
I have to do it before 5. I go to work at 5, and then I don't get home until 10:30, 11 o'clock.
Did you want to do it
How
at
ab-
noon?
How about you, Mitchell?
Are we going with Eastern time?
Yes, Eastern time.
I would be free after 5. I mean, it's really, we came up with all the information. It's just a matter of putting it into this.
Let's
Right.
just put this into it before we leave, so that way
Okay.
it's
And on Sunday we can just go over it, if anything.
because we still have Christopher to consider. He'd be like,
Yeah.
Okay. So, genre.
Remember the time change.
genre. It'd be space combat.
Saturday night, Sunday morning.
Oh.
That's
2 a.m.
that's a genre.
Do they all change?
No.
I don't know.
Oh.
It's not an RPG either.
Yeah, it's not really an RPG. It's not really.
In theory, would our ships be 3D models?
If we
If it was
actually
a
had
full size game, yeah.
Yeah, so it would be a miniature game, probably, technically.
Tabletop. Not
Yeah.
Tabletop. Action. A space tabletop action game.
I'm
With
ready,
miniatures.
I'm not typing all that out. Space tabletop miniature action card game.
Space.
We're making our own genre.
Actions. Wait,
The greatest game in the world.
space tabletop action game.
We should call this game The Tribute, and just the instructions are this is not the greatest game in the world, it's just a tribute.
Oh, ha! Oh my god, that song's so old.
I thought you were gonna go sacrificing a puppy when you're playing, but you know, we'll go with that one.
I know I'm showing my age talking about Tenacious D.
Dude, I know
Dude,
Tenacious
Tenacious
D.
D is awesome.
How old are you?
26.
Oh my god. Jesus Christ.
Ain't that old?
I'm 31.
That's not that bad.
Well,
No,
they're
it's
all-
not that bad.
Isn't every gamer making a tabletop game?
So how was it when Earth
No,
was-
because you can make
How
a
was it,
card
or
game.
what?
I said how was it
Well,
when the
we're
Earth was
using a
created?
lot of cards.
It was blah 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 blah, because I could barely hear what you said.
That's fine. That's dumb.
How was it when the Earth was spinning?
No, never mind.
Oh,
We're
no,
done.
you better say
Let's
it,
just
boy.
continue. I said how was it when the Earth was created? Did you meet God?
Yes, we didn't have cell phones back then.
Ah, you didn't take a
I
selfie.
grew up without cell phones.
We had a big fucking honking phone. It was like the size of this thing. And that's what we talked on. It's like, hello? I'm so
A
fucking
brick.
cool with my brick phone.
I've seen Saved by the Bell.
Shit.
Yeah, the Zach Morris Saved by the Bell phone.
So this is going to be a tabletop game. Just tabletop.
Yeah.
But we have a lot of cards in it. The ships are
With
cards, the abilities are going to be on cards, resources, not cards.
hybrid
Planets are cards.
There we go. Tabletop game with hybrid with cards. Well, what do you define magic? Is it TG?
Wait.
a
I got
trading
it.
Card game. Right?
Just
trading card
reorganize
game.
it. Just put hybrid tabletop card game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, snap. Oh, snap. Oh, shit, I fucked up. Hybrid. Table. Your OCD's gonna come into place, isn't it?
Just undo it.
It's
Just
gonna
hit
happen.
undo.
Just hit undo. Just hit undo.
It'll go back.
Okay.
It's
fine.
happening. There we go.
I can feel those gears just like. Hybrid. Oh shit.
Oh yeah,
Hybrid.
everyone doesn't know about my little OCD problem that I have with formatting.
It has to be perfect. Oh,
Oh,
shit's gonna go down.
I
Hybrid.
just realized something else we never covered.
Top.
Tabletop card game.
Yep, card game.
Something else we never covered was the command ship.
We can solve that another time.
That's kind of the ultimatum on how you lose or win the game, though.
It's just like in Homeworld. Once that ship goes down, that's it. That's it. You're done.
But yeah, I mean, it's just gonna
Like
be
your
a
Nexus.
slightly stronger. Yeah.
Your Nexus goes down. It's the end of the game. I love League of Legends. I'm sorry.
So do
I
I.
can tell.
It's one analogy I can understand.
What rank are you? If you say
Like-
gold, I'm gonna kill you.
No, I'm silver.
Oh, carry me, please. I'm bronze 1, and I'm trying to get out, and it's so hard.
I don't like playing ranked.
I just want that silver border around my name.
I feel the
Oh.
pressure too much.
Yeah.
Good news, I finally beat Halo 5 earlier today.
Was it a good
awesome.
game? Because I hear
Yes.
so much mixed feelings about that game.
I gave up on Halo since ODST came out.
I thought
gave
the
up on
story
Halo
was
when Halo 1 came out.
Oh. I thought the story was a little confusing at times, but it was pretty good. The multiplayer is actually really good. It's got like League of Legends mixed with Halo.
That's cool.
Isn't Halo always been more about the multiplayer than anything?
Pretty
yeah,
much.
but it has a new mode.
But it's all about the
Money,
teabaggings
money.
and stuff like that.
Well, yeah, I teabag all the time, but you know,
Oh shit, phone.
Jesus.
That was loud.
I'm sorry.
I think I'm deaf.
I'm sorry.
I'm physically abused in the ear.
I said I'm fucking sorry.
Okay, guys, do we have to use conflict management? Come on.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean it, Jesse. Please forgive me.
It's okay, Tommy.
Okay, most games.
You. Not you guys.
Most
I feel like he's
games-
playing a game.
I think he is too.
No.
Most games have some sort of story, like Monopoly and chess. Monopoly has a story.
Yeah, you're trying to.
Chess has a story too.
Yeah, chess totally has a story. It's like a fight between two kings.
What are the king's names?
It's the Game of Thrones.
It is the game.
The original war game.
It's all about the climb, man.
Okay. So yeah, all about the fucking climb. I have a YouTube channel. This is just me just playing League. And I'm sitting there like, it's monotonous, dude. I'm sitting there just trying to talk. I'm trying to be more verbal. But I was like, oh shit, I'm in action. I can't really talk right now. But you see how I'm getting my ass kicked. Yeah,
I hope you comment on that like that every time too.
I do. I was like,
Just like that.
what can I do? I can't do nothing. There was like 5 against 1, and then my team just ran away. I was like, I got him, guys. Oh shit,
These pansies just left me.
dude, that's a lot of time too. Like they'll flash out of the way to the next wall. I'm like, oh damn it. There's a Leona fucking spike right there. As far as the storyline, I would say a conflict between 2 bounty hunters. Conflict between 2 bounty hunter. Oh,
Bounty.
bounty
And we can always change this around after Jesse writes the story.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
and
mean, that's
it
kinda-
says you don't have to go too into detail either.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically a conflict between two bounty hunters striving for control over the system.
What does that mean? The
For
system?
the system. Like the
Oh,
system.
solar system.
The solar system, yeah.
Okay.
Should we say for power?
Dominancy.
No, for control.
Control. Yeah, control, power. They're interchangeable.
Competitive, strategic.
All of the above.
Well, it's not cooperative because it's one.
It's a competitive.
Yeah, competitive and it's strategic.
Oh my gosh.
Conquering.
What's going on?
Don't worry, dude. I got you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Jeremy.
No problem. Examples include competitive, cooperative.
Aren't strategic and tactical the same things?
Yes.
They really are.
Fleet building?
Yeah, fleet
See,
building
empire
works.
building here, so.
You can say conquering also.
Yeah, conquering would work too.
Oh, we gotta. Never mind.
You got never mind.
Yeah, never mind it. That's my bad.
Oh.
So, how many planets did we discuss? 6?
Yeah.
A lot of the game is setup. Or a lot of time is the setup.
Yeah.
That's how it is with most war games, actually. You ever played Axis and Allies?
Yeah, that game takes forever.
I'm impatient.
Yeah.
I don't play those games.
That's a
Like,
2-hour
so-
setup with a possible 10-minute game afterwards.
I don't think I've ever
Oh
made
my
it through a game
God.
of Monopoly.
Risk. Risk takes like 2 weeks to finish.
Yep,
Yeah.
I played that for about 15 minutes.
So what you're... Mitch, you have ADD, don't you?
Yep.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I've got it too.
Especially
Hence-
when I play League 2, I'm sitting there running around in circles with my ADC. The guy's like, what are you doing? I don't know. I just feel like I need to do this.
I'd rather run around in circles than just stand here. Feel like I'm doing something this way.
Each player should usually place their ship units, their unit ships. Like say your units,
Are we only
ships.
having 6 different planets?
Isn't that what we said?
Yeah,
Or are
that's
we?
what
Do we
said,
want
until you
more
figure it
than?
out.
Oh, I
There's
thought we were just doing. You meant like 6 on the board.
6 planets plus 2 asteroid belts for
Okay.
resources and stuff.
What y'all writing
We-
it on?
The focus sheet in the
Yeah.
drive folder.
Strategic place as well as battle each other.
The tablet?
No,
No,
here,
Dynamic Cosmos
hang on.
focus sheet.
I got it right here. It's on sorry, it's on the chat Skype.
All right.
Oh, Lester graded my other final assignment.
He graded mine earlier too. I got an A plus.
I got an A because I didn't do the abstract.
Yeah, he was abstract, but he's so vague on his instructions.
The problem with an abstract is it's usually not written by the person that did the assignment. It's written by somebody that reads it afterwards,
yeah, look at that.
summarizing it. Like when you read an abstract on like the EBSCO host, that abstract is written by somebody that read the article that abstract is written about.
Yeah.
So what everybody get in that class, if you don't mind me asking?
A plus.
I still need a grade for the project.
I need a grade for the actual,
The leadership project?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only one I don't have yet, but currently I'm standing at a 95.73.
85? You said 85?
No, 80.
95.
Well, not if my current average is 95.73, but my actual is 82.33.
Oh, hold on a minute. I'll get to it in a minute. You know, we've been recording for 2.5 hours long.
Yeah.
It's been productive.
My current is 8760. My actual is 7534.
This is what I'm
Like-
standing at right here.
Yeah, I
The
literally
best
can't
I
say
could do
that.
is a B plus.
That's mine.
He graded a team assignment.
No, he hasn't graded the team assignment yet.
No.
88.93.
He did grade the evaluation or the team evaluation forms though.
Yeah.
I got
Oh,
a
fine.
94 on that.
97.
I didn't get anything on that yet.
On a team evaluation?
Yeah.
Let me see mine. Let me see. Hold on.
I just hope my team didn't screw up.
Our
I
team,
think we did good.
we did everything like a week in advance. We were done with the project like week 3.
Nice.
We just, whenever we started like a meeting, once we got the hang of it, we're like, oh, well, our meeting was only half an hour for this week, so let's do the next week's of
Dude,
assignments.
we put in like at least 20 hours a week for meetings to like.
Oh my god,
3,
really?
4 hours, 3, 4
Yeah,
hour
same here.
sessions, and we got shit done.
Oh my gosh. Ours were like I think our longest meeting was 2.5. And we only
This
had
one right here.
2 meetings a week.
Oh really? Ours was every day. It was hectic.
And week 2, on one of the days, we finished everything that we were supposed to do for the week in a half an hour. So like, oh, let's do the rest of the charts and start the PowerPoint.
We had 3 people drop out of our group out of 5.
Oh
bro.
my god. Really?
Ouch.
Yeah. It was bad.
Chris was in my group last month.
I had 2 people that were just non-responsive.
Mhm.
Well,
I hate
one
that.
person that was non-responsive, another that like just really had a messed up work schedule.
What's the scope?
What will the game include?
Mention how many pieces you'll plan to have. Card manipulate. Oh god. Oh, you already got it. You already got it.
I got some
Oh.
of them. Yeah, I haven't gotten.
You say cut out. Did you want to say cut out the hex planets or whatever?
What are we asking?
The scope part. We're at the scope part right now.
Thanks, Steve. I was getting back to it.
Yeah. That's my bad.
My only question was with the planets. So we only have every time you play it's going to be the same 6 planets.
Yeah, see, that's kind of a bummer.
That's why I was asking earlier if we want like 12.
Do 12.
And
then
then
there's-
only use like 5 or 6 of them on the board.
Yeah, you'd
Oh,
only
right,
use
that
6 per game,
randomized
but at
one.
least every game would be a little different.
Okay. I like that.
Works for me.
I can chew on that.
I was gonna say all you have to do is pull planet ideas from Star Wars,
I'm mowing what you're growing.
Destiny, everything.
I hear you clucking big chicken.
I'm tracking.
I'm picking up what you're throwing down.
We want the game to take 20 minutes.
What?
I guess it's only 2 people. That would make sense. I said we only want the game to take 20 minutes. That makes sense, though.
Yeah, I mean, it really depends on how long the
Well, it's just saying
combat runs
average.
for. Yeah, it could probably go anywhere from 20 to an hour, depending on how good each player is, type thing.
Yeah.
I mean, think about chess. Chess can be done in 3 moves, or it can be done in 200 moves.
Who is your intended of the audience? Children, sports fans, families, role players, strategists?
Probably strategy players, competitive gamers,
I
sci-fi fans.
look like 2 spaces down.
Well, then I can get rid of this then.
What is this huge gap here under how long will it take and goals and rewards?
That's just because
That's just how it was.
yeah,
I know, I'm just trying to
it
figure out why
can't,
they did that.
it can't change it. It's ridiculous. Oh wait,
Uh-oh, what happened?
someone deleted
I
it.
tried to change it, didn't work.
Oh.
What are the steps in the game? What a level. We're almost done, guys.
This is the big part though.
Did you want to do this Sunday then?
Yes.
You just call it a night. Okay, I'll get to.
Yeah, I'll start posting some, or I'll basically did what I did with the charter, where I'll just make some comments and that kind of stuff, so that it's my ideas are put down without actually like writing them in myself and everything like that.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just stop this feed right now then.
Yeah, that'll work. Just put on another sheet there.
Okay, well I'm gonna stop this feed.
Works
Good.
for me.
It's a wrap.